Come on for ground. Tiens. Open. Let us see uniform. Wait, I take a uniform. Open up.
Yorùbá lọ wọ́n bọ̀ wọ́n ní ká ti bí ìṣáná kíyèsí oògùn tá a bá ń fura ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ láabi tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí á ti dènà á ti dóòlà àwọn kó tó di wípé àwọn ará bí ìsarajọ kó tó wá ṣẹlẹ̀ kó tó di ní ńlá nítorí wọ́n ní pánsá tí ò fura ní pánsá tó jáná àjà tí ò fura làjà tó jìn onílé tí ò bá fura olè ní okòó ló dífá fún ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní wọ́rọ̀ ní Kwara oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀rí ló ń jáde ẹ jẹ́ á gbọ́ díẹ̀ ńbẹ̀ náà ká tó sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí.
He's only a medical officer in charge of this place. His own car was taken. After he was killed, his own car was also taken.
And his motorbike.
Yes, and his motorbike.
So this is the house of the village, right?
Yeah.
Do we know, like, how many people live here?
He and his two wives. He and his two wives and children were living here. So at least the other wife has traveled. One was abducted with 3 children in the bush, and 2 of his sons were from this place. So they burned down the house into ashes. He's having about 300 sacks, even more than 300 sacks of a farm product. Everything burned into ashes. So in fact, it's very serious. Very, very serious.
Yorùbá lọ wọ́n bọ̀ wọ́n ní ẹni ìjà òde bá ní pera rẹ̀ lọ́kùnrin gbogbo eléyìí tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn á rò pé ó jìnnà sí wa ni o á mọ̀ rò pé kò kàn wá ẹni ó kàn ló mọ̀ o Sádíkù ọ̀daràn wọn lòun gangan ni olórí ogun jihadist ó dáa kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ rẹ̀ ń bọ̀ náà àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn já tẹ̀síwájú o a sì wà ń bí o a fẹ́ mójú wa débẹ̀ gangan kárí bí nǹkan ṣe lọ nǹkan bàjẹ́ gan o.
So this is where the farm produce were kept, yeah?
This is a bag of rice. They were all born.
The bag of beans.
Yeah, I have it. See them still burning there. Look at this. Wallahi. It's only God that say we will be talking. It's only God that say we will be talking again. If not, it's going to be the other way around. But God on His infinite mercies, but God is in infinite mercies has saved us. With wallahi, really thank God. Amen. Amen. Thank you, sir.
To come and kill the people they do work in farm. They kill the people on 200 people. They are kill her. In Ganawuri on any language and they kill her. And in Fulani should not kill her. My house they follow the attack. You know they burn me. They burn my children. Yeah. The 2. Yes.
Now 1 child remain now.
Yes. You don't burn my house. They run. They come in my house. They run the people. Me they run. You pull bullet. You kill.
Ó mà ṣe o eléyìí gan tó kéèyàn ká lòlò wọn bá ti jó ṣèdè rẹ̀ ká lè gbọ́yé ṣùgbọ́n ìta gbọ́nú ẹ̀ náà ó sì ní láàánú ara wọn náà wàá rè o àwọn tẹ́ wá rí wọ́n ní wọn dúró ń Kwara mọ́ o wọ́n ti bọ́ọ̀dì sí Niger State àwọn èèyàn wá ní bí ìgbà tán sá from fry pan to the fire náà ni Niger State gan kò sí rọrùn bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní wá ni wọ́n sá lọ ní Niger State mo ní ó lágbára o. Eléyìí ló wá ń jẹ́ kó yé mi pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn tó wà ní wọ̀rọ̀ ní local government ti Kayama tán ti pa àwọn èèyàn gan-an wọ́n ti farajọ Yorùbá rárá ó fẹ́ ń jọ pé Haúsá ni wọ́n àwa tá a wá ń gbèjà wọn tá à ń gbóhùn sókè gan-an ọmọ Yorùbá gan-an là ń sọ̀rọ̀ jù nítorí pé tẹ́rítírì wa ni nítorí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń pariwo pé kán dá Kwara padà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa la ní.
The bandit actually entered Kwara around 5 p.m. They entered straight to the village head palace. They did not meet him at home. They met his family. They killed 2 of his children, abducted the second wife and 3 children.
Ó dá ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí ìlú Wọ́rọ̀ tán ní òsì ńlé ó ti dé o, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu wọn.
There are some that are buried on the Christian right. There are some that have been affected that does not. Okay, there are some that are not from that community. They have to take their corpse to different locations. There are some that are burned down in the church. Some they lock them inside their room and set it on fire. In fact, those that burn inside the rooms and the church, we cannot even identify some. We cannot count the number of people that have been burned down.
Alhaji, we're so sorry what you've been through, especially with the loss of your children and to have your wife treated like that. So we do commiserate with you on the experience. Now, you also talked about the fact that there was notification that you received a letter, or that they told that they were coming a month in advance. How did you receive that notification? Who brought it? How did that information come to you? And did you report this to the authorities after you got it?
I received the notification on the 10th of January, around 7:45. When the man came, the man is the Akimi of there's one small village about 4 kilometers from my community. According to him, they adopted him and forced him to bring the letter, or else they will kill him. And that is why he brought the letter to me. So when the letter came to me, immediately I WhatsApped the DSS in our local government headquarters. The following day, I took the letter to the Emirate Council, and the Emirate Council photostarted the letter, and they send it to write a letter in that respect and send it to the various appropriate quarters. That is what happened with regards to the notification. What they wrote in the letter, they are coming down to preach. They say they are coming down to preach. That is the content of the letter. But there is no date, no time. They just say they are coming to preach, and that is just it. Initially, we have soldiers that are staying there. The bandits came over the night, and there is got a exchange between the army and the bandit. Since then, they took away the soldiers, and that place remained open. There's no any security present, and that is why they came and spent almost 10 hours to do whatever they like.
Ó rà ní ìtẹ̀síwájú ẹjẹ́ sáré dọ́dọ̀ Garus Gololo. Ó ti ẹ̀jẹ̀ wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ń tà ń retí àtàwọn tà ń retí ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu wọn nínú àwọn mùsùlùmí àti ìgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu wọn. Ọ̀gá rẹ̀ náà sọ̀rọ̀ Gumi, àmọ́rọ̀ rẹ̀ bọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹjẹ́ agbọ́n tí Gololo fẹ́ sọ náà.
But the loss, we lost. This is a Nigerian loss, not only Kwara State. We lost completely for those people who went for masaka. I wish the military should fast enough to revenge this type of attack, because I know the chief of army staff can do it. I know Wahid Shaib, the general, is a gallant army officer. I know he can do that, and he will revenge from them. Let them know that where they thought it is not on Ogbeni area. Kill how many? In numbers, more than 100 plus. Then went house to house. Then also in Katsina State, my condolences to the governor of Katsina after losing 21. What are we, these Nigerians, it is coming for in the country. Because soldiers cannot be everywhere, police cannot be everywhere. Those informers who are informing these people, they have to be arrested and they treated as a terrorist. Because there is no way somebody will come attack without having information. That is why in the military we call it Reiki patrol. They will go for Reiki, gather the information and come back. It is only when they go there, when they think to fight, they call it Reiki patrol. Because when you engage in there,
àyà ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi mọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lónìí, mo ní kì í sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ wa ó sọ̀rọ̀ gidi lóòótọ́. Bàbá náà tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ kámẹ́rà, tá à ń ṣiṣẹ́ location rẹ́kì làwa náà mọ̀ pé àwa ìkàn fi patrol sẹ́yìn tiwa ni. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn ọ̀gá rẹ̀ ò sọ̀rọ̀ gidi, gbogbo ohun tí Gumi sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti ń pàrọwà fún àwọn ará Kwara wípé kàn náà gba Sharia kan jogun omi à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ̀ nú àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹ bá wa dá sí i. Ẹja wa ti bí ìbọn sínú politics ọ̀dọ̀ Wike láti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ó tún gba Port Harcourt lọ́wọ́ ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ ńbẹ́, ó wá ń dàrẹ́tì ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ sí fubara. Mo ní fubara gan ti mú mi jù ń táwọn èèyàn ń sọ ní ìsinú wọn ló ti rọjù. Wọ́n ní kí ló dé tí Wike ń àtàkì ẹ̀ lọ́tún lósì tí ò sì lè sọ̀rọ̀. Mo láwa náà là ní ó mọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ kò jogun omi.
By newspaper, our commitment is show that yes, indeed, you are working for the President Ahmed Tinubu. We don't need to have a governor to mobilize for Mr. President. We don't need it. We have what it takes to be on our own. There's no governor amongst us here. All we have senators, assembly people, council chairmen, National Assembly members, and chairman of the APC and PDP. have mobilized ourselves to make commitment to donate, because we believe that if you say you are supporting somebody, you don't need for the person to come and bring his resources. You have to make commitment, and this is what our leaders have done. Let me once again thank all of you for your commitment.
mi sá fún yín pé n tó ń dun wíkèrè wọn náà ń dá owó bí àjọ ni láàrin ara wọn báyìí tán fi lè kọ́mọ̀ wí gbogbo tán kọ́mọ̀ òfù pẹ̀lú torí owó ló ṣe láwọn ò ní ìdí gómìnà mọ́ wọ́n ní ìdí ẹ̀ẹ́rì owó tó tán lọ́wọ́ wọn àwọn tí ò mọ nǹkan kan ẹ̀ ní ìdí gómìnà kẹ̀ ẹ̀rù tí kàn ń bà mí Rivers náà ni wípé tí gómìnà tó bá kọ́ àwọn èrò rẹ̀ jáde kó mọ̀ jẹ́ pé Wike ó tún mọ̀ jẹ̀já wípé àwa lápọ̀ jù èrò tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ kò pọ̀ tó èrò tọ̀dọ̀ tèmi ibi ni kérò mi gbà kérò tiẹ̀ gbà bẹ̀ àmọ́ wẹ́jà kó wẹ́jà délé mi máa sòfin ọ̀rọ̀ pọ̀ mẹ́sàn. ẹjá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́dún Akpabio bó ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣe arúmọjẹ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ kọ́mọ transmit result ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí kọ́mítì yẹn gangan tó gbé bíìlì yẹn kalẹ̀ tọ́lọ́ ń lò fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà nílé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ẹjẹ́ àwò bó ṣe yí lọ́kàn padà ká tó wá lọ bá sínétọ̀ Ndume nínú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn Ogbeni wojú ẹkùn Akpabio ó pariwo mọ́.
Say, yes, Senator Manguno.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Barunet Senatorial District. Mr. President, I propose that instead of using the word transmission, we should retain what is in the existing word extant law, which is transfer.
Any seconder?
Yes, second.
Yes, DSP.
I second.
Okay.
Did you hear what he said?
The motion has been moved and seconded. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
ṣáì náà ti rí bó ṣe sáré sí arúgbó jẹ́ ń bẹ̀ wo wọ́n ní inú ń bí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn sínétọ̀ ń lọ fà á tí sínétọ̀ Ndume ṣe pariwo tó gbéná ojú ẹkùn rẹ̀ bá wà láwọn nínú àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn jákò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ já wá dé Àgbàlá Senator Dino Melaye former senator ó lóun fẹ́ tàwọn mọ́tò òun o.
Not your regular type, it's a bulletproof. If you can see, check on the inside. It's a 2010 X500. Bulletproof. Available here. Give us a call for the plan.
ọmọ ìyá mi ẹ má bu ẹnu Júù àti Kírísítà ni wọ́n ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ má bu ẹnu o ọlọ́wọ́ bá ní gbogbo àwọn kèfèrí min ahlil kitabi nínú àwọn ahlil kitabi yẹn Júù àti Christians wọ́n ní mushrikin àtàwọn abọ́gibọ̀pẹ̀ àwọn oníṣẹ̀ṣe àwọn onífá àwọn oníbílẹ̀ ọlọ́wọ́ bá ní fi nari jahannama ọlọ́wọ́ bá ní inú náà ni wọ́n lọ gbogbo ẹni bá kú sínú Christianity lọ lè wọ náà ni Judaism ẹni bá kú sínú ẹ̀sìn Júù lọ lè wọ náà ni ẹni bá kú sínú ṣẹ̀ṣe ìbọ̀rìṣà ọlọ́wọ́ ní fi nari jahannam ọlọ́wọ́ ní iná jahannama ń retí wọn khalidina fiha tọ́ba de ti wọ bẹ̀ wọn ní jáde mọ́ Suratul Bayyina ayẹlẹ́ kẹfà Suratul Bayyina ayẹlẹ́ kẹfà kí ló tún kù tá a tún dúró dè mọ́ wọ́n ní ẹja máa rọ bẹ́rẹ́ torí kẹ́ má da àwùjọ rú wọ́n ní ẹ bá fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ torí unity sọ fọ́mọ rẹ wípé ẹni bá kú sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì ọ̀wọ̀ náà ẹni bá sì kú sí ilé aláwo yóò wọ̀ náà.
ó dá o kì í ṣe wáàsí gangan la fẹ́ gbọ́ àkànfẹ́ gbọ́ àtònù lẹ́nu àwọn bàbá tó ń pera wọn ní àáfà Ọlọ́run náà ni sẹ́yìn náà rí gbogbo àtònù gbogbo hatred kórìíra tó ń dálẹ̀ nínú ẹ̀sìn gangan ní ìpínlẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbogbo tí ń dàrú yìí o ara wọn náà ni bàbá yìí ẹran tí abẹ́ bàbá yìí náà wà lọ́jọ́ sí tó sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìjà tó wà láàrin oníṣòkòtò mọ́balẹ̀ yìí àti Arẹ́gbẹ́ àti Olódòdẹ tán ti bí ẹni pé àwọn làwọn ń gba wájú gbẹ̀yìn àwọn mọ̀ ju gbogbo èèyàn lọ wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ sólúbàdàn wọn ló ní gbéraga nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n tún ti sọ̀rọ̀ sí Mákindé Ṣèyí wọ́n ní Ṣèyí ń kọjá àyè rẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ Aláàfin ó wá jẹ́ ká mọ̀ gbangba wípé ara àwọn tí ń ti Aláàfin rè èmi ò mọ̀ye tán jẹ́ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá o ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti rí wọn ẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé olóṣèlú gbogbo wọn pátápátá wọ́n ń fòṣèlú wọ́n ń dà á pọ̀ mẹ́sìn ni.
bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti ẹ̀rọ kankan ẹ wo gbogbo àwa náà tá a ní ẹ dákun ẹ dákun ẹ dákun ẹ dákun ẹ dákun ìta fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ àwọn àtọ̀yọ́ Ọ̀yọ́ ti wá lónìí tí mo ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ yìí Ọ̀yọ́ Mèsì ọ̀fẹ́ sọ̀yọ́ Mèsì má àwa náà fẹ́ dọ́ba Ọ̀yọ́ Mèsì ó tún òkè alẹ́yọ̀ Mèsì méje Basọ̀run àbí bá a bá wí á kó mbẹ́ tọ́dọ́ lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ wa náà pé sọ́ọ́sọ́. ilé iṣẹ́ wo ni ń bẹ lọ́yọ̀ tí gbéraga báyìí wọ ọ̀yàn lẹ́wù wọ́n ní bí olóyè lágbájá tọ̀hún olóyè lágbájá Ọ̀yọ́ Aláàfin làwa wà Àtìbà àwọn òsì lọ́yọ̀ àgọ́ òsì ti ń jágọ́ Ọ̀yọ́.
ayé àwọn ò fẹ́ lo fọ́nrán bàbá ìtẹ́lẹ̀ ìwọ ló jẹ́ ń lò torí mo wo ìlà ẹ̀kẹ́ wọn ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀sẹ̀ Yorùbá máa kọrú ìlà ẹ̀ sáwọn ọmọ ṣé là Ọ̀yọ́ rèé lójú bàbá yìí ó níbi tí mò ń mọ́rọ̀ lọ ẹ ti mọ ibi tí mò ń lọ kí n má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ torí eléyìí tán wọ́n tún fẹ́ dájà lẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ibì kan Ọ̀yọ́ anyway ká máa wo ìgbésẹ̀ tí Ṣèyí Mákindé ó gbé ẹ̀ ń bá wù ní kó fi jọba kì í sòní ni wọ́n ti ń rèsì baálẹ̀ náà ti ń sọ baálẹ̀ dọ̀bà tó bá jẹ́ pé àwọn Ọ̀yọ́ Mèsì náà lọ́ba kan bó ṣe wù yín ni kẹ́ ẹ ṣe ṣe bọ́mọdé bá tiẹ̀ ń rúná síjà sọ yẹ káwọn àgbàlagbà náà mọ̀ ń rúná sí ẹ̀gbọ́n tí bàbá wa Barrister fi kọrin ni. wọ́n ní béèyàn méjì bá ń jà kárí dájú pé kápọ̀ tún tòsí ní tó yẹ kẹ́lẹ́bí ó mẹ́bí ẹ kò fi kọ́gbọ́n kálárẹ̀ ó má rí ẹ kò fi kọ́gbọ́n ká pé wọ́n parí ẹ fún wọn ló tọ́ o máyà ṣáìtánì sọ̀rọ̀ ẹni ẹlẹ́ni ìjà tá ò bá lè parí kò yẹ ká tún fi kún jà ọ̀hún rárá o. nígbà tẹ́ ẹ máa mẹ́nu léde olódòdó àtàrẹ́gbẹ́sọlá náà sítórì lẹ́wà ń sọ fún wa ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ jákè ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ jálẹ̀ àfi pọ́lítíìsì sàmọ́rú yẹn já kún bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ àtẹ̀síwájú àmọ̀tò kófìrí arábìnrin kan jọ bí ẹni pé ìkan nínú àwọn ìyàwó agbésùmọ̀mí ni wọ́n bá ọta àbọ̀n rẹpẹtẹ nínú àpò ìléwọ́ rẹ̀ ó yàtọ̀ sí tọjọ́ síta lò.
Stay away from Islamic Sharia law. You thought we don't know what we are saying? Àmọ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ. Ṣèbó ní gómìnà Kwara State wá confam ẹ̀ ó láwọn tó pa àwọn èèyàn over 100 àwọn Islamic jihadists ni àwọn tó ń pààyàn fún Allah àwọn súnà ànábì àwọn ló pa àwọn èèyàn gba Sharia mi ò fẹ́ Sharia gba Sharia mi ò fẹ́ Sharia wọ́n sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pa àwọn èèyàn. Ohun tó fi lè mú wọn kó máa pa àwọn ọmọ ìyá wọn nínú ẹ̀sìn ní Kwara bẹ́ẹ̀ mélòó wá lára àwọ̀ tó jẹ́ Christian àbí ó jẹ́ oníṣẹ̀ṣe wọ́n máa yá mútu ẹ̀ ni. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ máa pariwo síta kẹ́ máa jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé ẹni báyìí o radical Islamist ni torí pé àwọn yẹn ló máa gbàbọ̀dẹ̀ fún yín tó máa fi gbé Sharia wọlé Sharia bá ti wọlé ẹ̀kú tán nìyẹn o ilé ìtàn sọ pé it's not meant for Christian lamba ni o Deborah tó ń pa ní Kano kò ń ṣe Muslim o mi ò mọ̀ wáyé táwọn Muslim máa ń parọ́ wọ́n sì lè parọ́ jù ẹ fẹ́ gbé nǹkan wá nìyẹn ẹ sọ òótọ́ tó wà ń bẹ̀ fún wọn ẹ̀ ń parọ́ pé Sharia Muslim nìkan ló wà fún irọ́ ni náà tí Sharia yẹn bá ti lè wọlé tán sí kákan òníwọ̀ wọn di o ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ má jẹ́ kí Sharia wọlé Yorùbá o gómìnà wọn ló ń confam pé àwọn tó ń pa àwọn èèyàn Muslim náà ni wọ́n ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tó máa ń pààyàn fàlàá ni jẹ́ pé tó bá ń pààyàn báyìí wọ́n máa pariwo Allahu Akbar wọ́n á sì máa pààyàn Allahu Akbar wọ́n má jẹ́ kán tọ̀yìn wípé Sharia yẹn is meant for Muslim alone irọ́ ni o ibi tán ti máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ nìyẹn o tó bá mọ̀ pé o nílò Sharia o fẹ́ràn Sharia dáadáa lọ sí Gombe.
ojúbà náà lọ ẹjẹ́ tún wá dé ìkan lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ológun Sharia wọn náà bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé Niger Delta nìyẹn wà ó fi militant ex-militant bójú ni ṣùgbọ́n gbogbo ayé mọ̀ dáadáa wọ́n mọ ibi tó kángun sí ẹjẹ́ agbọ́n táwọn boys yẹn ń sọ ní ìsìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ń tú jáde wọ́n láwọn ò jà mọ́ àwọn ò bá gbébọn mọ́. pé tó bá gbọ́ tán kọrin bó lọ́mọ ogun bó lọ́mọ ogun wẹ̀yìn rẹ o pé kó tan rédíò rẹ̀ pé inú rédíò náà ti ń kọ́ fún o kó tẹ́tí dáadáa o bó bá wẹ̀yìn kò lè rá àwọn o kò lè rí èèyàn kankan ó kúkú ti dọba wọ́n ti sọ dọba kí ló tún wá nídìí iṣẹ́ kan mọ́ gbébọn kiri àwọn ògbébọn mọ́ ti sú àwọn ayé tàwọn náà fẹ́ dáa.
Daddy, as we used to call you, actually I just dey wonder say you need to talk like that man.
Korokoro.
I be Gemini Jonah. Even if Henry and occasion don't die from the beginning and the scratch of this game, and how you take constant. We dey now, and if they forget say now we be the Okioblu children. Since we drop gun when we say King Ateke with you. Don't settle peace. We say we need to go carry gun again. No mean say we no be gun player as you know. Me I no go carry 150. Come die for your head. Hence you know how all of us work out. Say you, when you dey come talk say now we come beg you for us. We no come beg you for us. So we no do any court activity inside Bukuma here. We are only agitating for our right due to these facilities where today NNPC they come engage for maintenance because now the same your people where we agitate for our right now still come enter with our people come bring in war. I be you don't know.
No.
When we did a shwe, when they don't conquer us, you drove to a shwe with your car. Ateke was pursuing you like a child. Tell us something. Ateke was pursuing you like a child. You cannot stay in your house. I can't call you by your name. You came and meet us. Henry was alive. Blackie was alive. Eminem was alive. The squad was a squad then. You say you dey worried to stay around your community and you go help us conquer our town so that you go come stay there, bringing IYC to get a base. Yes, because we wanted help, we accepted. And it was 2 rifles that you gave to us. That when some people are dead and you're talking, talk like a man. Don't talk like, I don't even expect you. Don't talk like you are making pride of what you didn't do. You gave us 2 rifles. And the 2 rifles, we use it to make sure IYC stand. You stand, you stayed at Okrota with us. The government was looking for you. We guided you. Instead of giving us a head. Today, you are coming to collect. You are coming to sight at our land and wanting to collect something by force with what we have used to play with. We don't fear guns. We don't fear guns. We as Bukuma boys, we don't fear guns. But don't forget, say, we will be midnight workers, so and we need to talk plenty. You know they even follow us go fight now. They only order. Bullet, gun where Iceland take for Buguma self. Multiple self. Now we strike, collect that multiple can't give you. Olo was alive. Njelo was alive. Today you are coming to spoil Deba. You are coming to spoil. But all the same, we with Buguma, we wait and we see what they do. They came out for social media. They want to come and begin talk what is done.
Abẹ́rí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ NIVG àwọn oníṣẹ́ alẹ́ wọn ni ọmọ ọlọ́mọ là ń rán níṣẹ́ dé tòrutòru. Abẹ́rí òun náà ti wá dọba ní ìsìn ó ti ń gbé ikùn kiri ṣùgbọ́n òun náà mọ̀ páwọn bọ́ìsì ju òun lọ. Wọ́n ní ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn ló sá wá ń gbà náà. Ó gbé ó kó bọ̀ méjì fún yín kí lẹ́yìn náà fi bọ́n sí. Gbogbo àwọn tán dárúkọ báyìí gbogbo wọn ló ti kú náà ti balẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ti rí inú wọn wípé àwọn eléyìí wọn bẹ̀rù. Ẹ já kó mbẹ́ já dọ́jà ní ọjà àwọn Ìgbò kan ní wọn wà mọ̀ bòye kò ní ṣùgbọ́n àyà ń gbé sí mi létí wípé ọ̀rẹ́ òun ò tí ì fóun location. Àfi bí àwọn ará ọmọ Ìgbò yìí wọ́n ní wọ́n kọ̀jálẹ̀ ní o wípé lọ́tẹ̀ ìyàwó ò ní gbà kí iná mú ṣọ́ọ̀bù àwọn náà bá kó fire extinguisher jáde wọ́n dúdú aṣá dúpẹ́ wípé àgbọ̀ kí iná kò kọrin débẹ̀ o wọ́n gba máìkì lọ́wọ́ náà pé irọ́ ò ní kọrin bí gbogbo àwọn tó kó lẹ́yìn gẹ́gẹ́ bí elégbè wọ́n lé wọn dànù mo ló dáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ̀yin náà ti ń gbọ́n ẹ ti ń sọjí báwọn fire extinguisher bá lè pọ̀ láàrin ìjà ìbá dáa. Ó ra ẹja sáré fẹlẹ́ ìkọ́nú ẹja dé ibi tí wọ́n ta tẹ́ǹtì sí arùpọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ẹ́ ṣe ìsọmọlórúkọ ni tẹ́ ẹ bá rí n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ àṣẹ wọ́n tún ń fi tẹ́ǹtì gbá yàn wọ́n lẹ́nu tó wá gba tẹ́ǹtì tó tọ́ àga síbí kì í sára àdúgbò àwọn o ó kàn wá tó tẹ́ǹtì sí open field ni o àṣẹ kò ṣe nǹkan kan àṣọfẹ́ fi gbá yàn ni wọ́n ló tiẹ̀ tún gbé táǹkì wá tó pọn ọtí sí ẹja gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹni tó sọ̀rọ̀.
ṣíà wọ́n fẹ́ ya ọ̀kadà wọn wáyọ̀ ọ̀kadà ọlọ́kadà ó rẹ̀ ti ṣíà ó gba dúọ́ọ̀mù ó já gbogbo nǹkan sínú dúọ́ọ̀mù olórí burúkú làwọn èèyàn ẹgbàá mi ó ó wá gbọ́kànlá ọlọ́kànlá wà ló fẹ́ sáré débẹ̀ yẹn pa òdẹ̀jọ́ kàlá ọlọ́kànlá lọ àwọn haúsá ti yabọ̀ àdúgbò wa ń sìn wàhálà láti ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú àdúgbò wọ́n ti yabọ̀ àdúgbò wa ń sìn everybody ń sá wọlé sájáde ní everybody tó àtó ọwọ́ halẹ̀ ọlọ́run ṣògo ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ o ẹ má sùn ládùúgbò yín o ẹ má sùn ládùúgbò yín o ọlọ́run ṣògo ló kó ṣíà ó kó gbà ọlọ́run tó lọ gba ṣíà àti tẹ́ǹtì yìí nìsín.
Ẹ gbọ́ ìmọ̀ràn wo lẹ ní fún wọn o ó ti gbé ọ̀kadà lọ ń tiẹ̀ àṣé bóyá gan ló ti sanwó tẹ́ǹtì àti sí àtòrí ìgbẹ́jẹ́ kó ń bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ arábìnrin arákùnrin tá a mú wá fún yín lánàá tá a sọ sítórì rẹ̀ tá a fún yín lọ́pdẹ̀ tán pa sí mọ́sálásí lóṣogbo wọ́n ní àwọn fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀.
Òṣogbo ẹ̀yin mo bá lọ́rọ̀ o ẹ̀yin àfọ Òṣogbo ṣé tẹ́ ẹ bá wo nǹkan tẹ́yin àfọ kan ṣe wọlé Islam ò ní wúyàn ṣe Islam ò ní wúyàn ṣe ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ lù pa ní mọ́ṣáláṣí ẹ̀yin àfọ kan ní mọ́ṣáláṣí kan lóṣogbo ọmọ tẹ́ ẹ lù pa ẹ ti dáràn o ṣé wàá rí ẹ̀yin àfọ gbogbo Nàìjíríà pátápátá mo ń fi àsìkò yìí pè yín tẹ́ ẹ bá lè dá sọ̀rọ̀ ìtẹ́jẹ́ kíkiri ikú slide tẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó wéètì ọmọ lọ́mọ yẹn just like that wà láì gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ lọ́wọ́ nínú lílù pa ọmọ yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ bí ìgbà ọmọ ẹ̀ ní jèrè kankan nínú wọn o lóbi àrùn ọmọdé ọmọ yín generation from one generation to another generation àwọn ọmọ yín wọn ní jèrè ó kú oró náà máa kú ẹ̀dẹ̀ mú bọ̀bọ̀ yẹ ẹlú pa ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tó jẹ́ pé kò kí í sábà kírun tẹ́lẹ̀ iye yìí náà ni wọ́n pìjì fún pé kó máa kírun déédéé ó fẹ́ lọ ra materials lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ó jí lọ ní Nàìjíríà kó ohun tí kírun àárọ̀ ó wá park wípé kóun kírun àárọ̀ kóun tó lọ ó wá kírun tán kò yan náfìlà kò bá náfìlà láàárọ̀ ó wá kírun ẹ̀ tán pé kóun yan náfìlà lẹ́yìn irun ẹ wá ń kílèmù wípé kò sí náfìlà lẹ́yìn irun àsùbà ẹ dẹ̀ lu ọmọ ọlọ́mọ pa ẹ dẹ̀ fún àkótí fíṣẹ̀bílì láì mọ́ ọmọ yẹn lórí ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tó níṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ pẹ́ńtà ni wọ́n pẹ́ńtà ní pánẹ̀ mọ́ pẹ́ńtà mọ́tò ló ń kùn mọ́tò tó fẹ́ lọ ra màtíríà ẹ̀jọ̀ ó pààkì ẹ̀ sí Ògolúwa ó pààkì ẹ̀ síbẹ̀ yẹn pé kó lọ ra màtíríà kó wọ mọ́tò lọ lẹ́sẹ̀kọ̀ kó lọ ra màtíríà ẹ̀dẹ̀ mú ọmọ yẹn ẹ̀dẹ̀ lúpa ẹ̀ wéṣì ẹ̀ fáwọn fámìlì ẹ̀ pa ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀lẹ́kùn bẹ́ẹ̀bí ìgbà ọmọ wà láìtọ̀dá ẹ̀ ní jèrè kankan nínú wọn ẹ̀ kọ̀ wéṣì ọmọ lọ́mọ ẹ̀ ní jèrè àwọn ọmọ yín o gbogbo wa tẹ́lẹ̀ àwọn àbá Islam gan ń wù àti gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Islam ó jẹ́ kí Islam gan súnyàn ní ṣíṣe wàláì.
ẹgbẹ́ ọba tí ìmọ̀ wọ̀nyí ké tí ìmọ̀ kéèdú ṣe tó sì ń pèrè lágbẹ̀ irinṣẹ́ rèé pé èé ṣàgbẹ̀ èé ṣe àgbẹ̀ tó ọmọ edu san torí nígbà bí ọdún mẹ́ta sásìkò yìí tó bá gbọ́ èyí tí wọ́n ń ta ẹ̀gẹ́ ní ọ̀dọ̀ wa ní gẹ̀gẹ̀ á gbọ́ 600 wọ́n ra ẹ̀gẹ́ ọkọ̀ kan ní 700 800,000 ní gẹ̀gẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ wa bí ọdún nísìnyí ọ̀hìn sí ọlọ́wọ́n ọba 60,000 55 ni wọ́n ń ta á gbà ro lọ sọ́tàn roso sí pé kí la jẹ irú kí ló lè máa kẹlẹ̀ báyìí lágbàtà wa sì gbùtà mọ̀ ń pa kéru gbogbo ẹ̀ ń bá wa fi kọ́ wa àní kọ́mpìnì kan ànílé epo ànílé kẹ́ kínní kan ànílé kẹ́ gàrí kẹta ń jẹ ọba fẹlẹ ilé wa lọ́wọ́ tọba kó wa lọ bí edu yín gbà mí báyìí a máa wo pé o sì àníkẹta sí ẹ lọ ń jẹ ìṣe wàhálà ń jẹ edu èmi ò lè jẹ edu ìhun tí gbogbo wa ń jẹ nísìnyí edu ni gbogbo wa múra sí nísìnyí edu la ró sí gbogbo ogi láti gé tán àti gé gbogbo ogi náà ìhun tá a sì àfikàn lé lọ́dún tí ń bọ̀ níṣẹ́ o ti yé mi mọ́.
ibi tí mò ń lọ gan ni adé yìí ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nu rẹ̀ ni ó ní gbogbo ogi oko náà ti gé tán torí pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe èdú torí ń tán máa jẹ kíjọba jọ owó tó dárúkọ lókẹ́sàn tó mẹ́nuba kan lọ́bẹ̀ o igi tán bá ń gé lóko wọ́n ti deforest gbogbo oko tán o ẹ tún wá wo ohun tó sọ àwọn kan ń bi mí àyà náà ń bi mí wípé bó o lẹ̀gẹ́ ṣe wọ́n ní ọdún tó sọ yẹn tẹ́gẹ̀ wá di 10% ẹ̀ iye owó orí ẹ̀díyelé rẹ̀ di 10% ẹ̀ ní ìsìn tó náà ń ta ẹ̀gẹ́ ní 500,000 gbà náà ìyẹn agbádá mọ́tò kan náà wá ń tà 50,000 ní ìsìn wọ́n ní nígbà yẹn ó dà pé ìgbà covid ni nǹkan wọ́n gidi ó wá rò pé bí ó ṣe máa lọ́nu wọn fẹ́ kí covid tán ta ṣùgbọ́n normal ẹ̀gẹ́ ti padà sí normal owó rẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń gégi lóko bó ṣe wù wọ́n ṣé tí ò bá ní láísẹ̀nsì lè mọ gégi anyhow. nàìjíríà àìsófin ìṣẹ́jà kò ń bẹ́ẹ̀ já dọ́dọ̀ Trump ká fún lọ́pdẹ̀tì lórí ti àwòrán tó lò lánàá nípa ti Obama àti ìyàwó rẹ̀ tó ń fi wọ́n wé ọ̀bọ wọ́n ní ṣé yóò tọrọ dáríjìn ó ní rárá ó lóun ò ṣetán àti tọrọ dáríjìn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ torí òun ò ṣẹ̀wọ̀n. wọ́n sì ní ẹni tó upload ẹ̀ ó ṣe mistake upload ẹ̀ ni òun náà tó ti wá upload mi lónìí n ò fẹ́ lónìí níbi tó ti fi ara rẹ̀ sáàrin wọn òun fi ara rẹ̀ ṣe lion ó gbé orí ara rẹ̀ sórí lion àwọn Obama àti ìyàwó rẹ̀ sì remain nínú aṣọ ọ̀bọ ìnàkì.
I saw it and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we did it. You know. But that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
Mr. President, a number of Republicans are calling on you to apologize for that post. Is that something you're going to do?
No, I didn't make a mistake. I mean, I look at a lot of thousands of things. I looked at the beginning of it, it was fine. And they had that one post, and I guess it was a takeoff. By the way, a lot of people covered, if you look at where it came from, I guess it was a takeoff on the Lion King. And certainly it was a very strong post in terms of voter fraud. Nobody knew that was at the end. If they would have looked, they would have seen it.
n tó ń fi yọra rẹ̀ náà ni wípé Lion King eré Lion King ó ní ẹni tó ṣe fọ́tò yẹn tó fi ṣe òun náà ti wá upload mi tó náà fira rẹ̀ sáàrin wọn ṣùgbọ́n òun ní king bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ò serious. Ó ní báwọn èèyàn bá sì fi politics bọ̀ ó ní wàhálà tiwọn nìyẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ á kúrò ńbẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ á dọ́dọ̀ arákùnrin kan tọ́wọ́ bà. Wọ́n ní àwọn olè tí máa ń já fóònù gbà tí mọ́tò bá ń move wọ́n ti sọ. Wọ́n ní ẹni tó fẹ́ gba fóònù lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ níyùn bá gbá ọwọ́ rẹ̀ mú. Ọlọ́run ló yọ.
Don't hold this for me. Now give am blow for it. Hold am first. My phone. Don't thief my phone. I swear, now God save me.
It's a crazy night, man. It's a crazy night, man. I saw them for just calling my phone.
Orí yọ ìwọ náà, àwọn ọmọ lóru láàrin òru. Ìwọ náà ó gbé fóònù bíi screen. Ó sì gbàgbé pé ó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ window. Ọ̀dà oríṣà ti yọ ẹjẹ́ kó fẹ́ já padà sí Ẹdó chairman APC tó sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá tó pe àwọn ADC tó pè wọ́n ní gay ẹgbẹ́ gay tó dárúkọ àwọn èèyàn bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹjẹ́ padà sọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀. Wọ́n ní àṣírí rẹ̀ tú. Wọ́n ní nítorí wípé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ìdìbò kan wọ́n ní ló bá débẹ̀ ló bá fẹ́ mọ̀ tẹ̀ka láìní voters card. Mo ní odidi APC chairman tí ń lẹ́nu kò sì wá ní voters card bó ló ṣe wá jẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pé wọ́n máa ń fi post ìdìbò ni.
Because he has all the special advisors, all the special assistants that will tell him, we as a party, we have no sense when we are with him. No break, meaning that if he has carefully decided to send us on errand, we have no break anymore. No gear. If you have ever seen a vehicle, most especially a truck, that has no gear and is descending, you know how deadly such a vehicle is. That's what we are as a party in this state. Because we have no sense, the governor has already told us that 3.5 million votes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must be guaranteed. And it's already settled. We don't even want to hear, because we have no break, we have no gear, we have no sense. 3.5 million vote is guaranteed for the president for 2027. That is my message.
See their brothers, so. No, if person don't get card, you no go vote. If person don't go vote, you no go vote. Who no get card, you no vote. If you don't have card, you cannot vote. You cannot vote. Anybody that have no card, you no vote. Honor your voting.
Òun náà lẹ́rìí yẹn òun ńlá gbọ́ tó wà ń bẹ̀ ní polling unit yẹn tó fẹ́ vote tán pariwo lé lórí o wípé ò lè wá lo àyáàjì fáwọn bí odidi gómìnà gan ó gbọ́dọ̀ ní voters card ṣe ti rójú ẹ̀ òun náà nù ó sì fẹ́ vote. Ẹ jẹ́ àpò ńbẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ àgbọ̀n táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò yìí ní fún wa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n dọ́gbọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ sáwọn ẹgbẹ́ wọn wọ́n gbọ́ Yorùbá bí.
Anytime when Yoruba person tell you say go and invest in your region, you go begin the invest. What did invest? Why you say anytime when Northerners tell you say go and invest in your region, you go begin the invest. Why you invest? You no want go invest for your region. I wonder. Are you a Lagosian? You from Lagos? Okay. I wonder. You see this mentality of Lagos is no man's land. You don't enter on a brain. Many of you don't even know where you come from again. As long as we are preaching one Nigeria, one people. But investing in your region is part of it. Learn from the Yorubas. A Yoruba man, they always invest in region. Yes. Because he knows say a stranger wait there for another man's land. One day, he go back home, go relax. Yes. No place like home. Don't finish. Now so. You dey fight Yoruba person because sometimes you say go and invest in your region. Now helping they help you and advising they give you.
Àwa náà rèé Olúwa, àwa náà rèé Olúwa, ṣé báwa náà rèé Olúwa, àwa náà rèé Olúwa, àwa dúpẹ́ oore àtọdúnmọ́dún, àwa dúpẹ́ oore àtoṣùmọ́ṣù. Àwa dúpẹ́ oore ìgbà gbogbo, àwa náà rèé Olúwa. Ẹ personalize ẹ pé èmi náà rèé Olúwa, èmi náà rèé Olúwa, ṣé bẹ́mi náà rèé Olúwa, èmi náà rèé atóbi jù. Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore àtọdúnmọ́dún dúpẹ́ tiẹ̀. Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore àtoṣùmọ́ṣù. mo wá dúpẹ́ oore ìgbà gbogbo èmi náà rèé olúwa. Ó yẹ já kópọ̀ báyìí. Àwa náà rèé olúwa, àwa náà rèé bàmí àtọ́fara ti bí òkè. Òkè gbọ̀ngbọ̀n òkè gbọ̀n lẹ́yìn onígbàgbọ́, ibi àdìmúlà ibi àdìmúṣe rere òdodo onígbàgbọ́. Bàbá mi tó pe wéwé kú, bàbá tó pe ìbò rọrùn, ta ló dá gbogbo wọn? Ọlọ́run náà ni ọba tó lọ kọrin kése àgbàlagbà òye. Bàbá tó ju bàbá ńlá tó ju bàbá ńlá bàbá tó ju bàbá ńlá bàbá tó ju bàbá ńlá bàbá gbogbo bàbá ńlá bàbá pátápátá ó jọba ó jìjòyè ó jẹyàn òun náà ló ṣẹ̀dá ohun gbogbo. Bá mi àgbàlagbà òye, mo rí bá bàbá mi, mo rí bá bàbá mi. Ọ̀wàrà òjò tó ń bọ̀ onílé mọ̀lẹ́rù, bàbá mi á tó fiṣẹ́ ogun rán, aṣáájú ogun lálọ́ akẹ́yìn ogun lábọ̀. Òkè gbọ̀n òkè òbìrí ajípọ̀jọ́ ikúdà, aláṣẹ láyé aláṣẹ lọ́run. Mo ní tiyín tiyín ó yá tiyín mo wá sọ́dọ̀ rẹ Ọlọ́run ọba. Tiyín mo wá sọ́dọ̀ rẹ Ọlọ́run ọba. Dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run amúyìnwá àmọ́pẹ́ wá amúyìnwá o. Gbọ̀pẹ́ àwọn orin àtijọ́ la fi ní Ọlọ́run lónìí ọjọ́ sátidé. Kìí ṣe mímọ̀ ṣe wa, kìí ṣe agbára wa, májẹ̀mú tá àbọ́lọ́run dànù o. Ẹni tí ò bá ti màdúrà gbà, tí ò máa wẹ̀ gbà, yóò mọ ìyìn fi fún Ọlọ́run. Ìyìn náà sì rèé bọ́lọ́run bá ti rí tó ti rí kóríyá wa tí inú rẹ̀ ti dùn sí a. Mọ̀ wípé ìyìn ní ti ń ṣe ó kàn dàbí for example ẹja fi wé àwa tá a wà nílé ayé náà tá a jẹ́ èèyàn sí èèyàn. Ó fẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ olówó láti òun wá ìrànlọ́wọ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ olówó. Ó wá débẹ̀ ó wá kànlẹ̀kùn ẹ̀, ó kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí sọ wípé owó ni mo need, ẹ fún mi lówó, mo need 50 billion naira. Àpò rẹ̀ mo ti kó àpò wá, mọ́tò tí mo gbé wá máa gbà, ẹ bá ń kó sí i. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé òun béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ni? Bí àdúrà ṣe rí nìyẹn o. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá débẹ̀ tó kànlẹ̀kùn tó kọ́kọ́ kì í tó wá oríkì olówó yẹn, irú oríkì Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby nísìn, kò kàndélé ẹ̀kọ́ ní ọmọ owó olódò ọba ọmọ atẹ́nigbọ́lá ọmọ atẹ́nigbọ́rẹ́, ìwọ tí ò nílẹ̀kùn tí ò ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ ọ̀dọ́ òun òbí mi tó ra àti nílẹ̀kùn àti ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ nísìn. Kó wá kí i new fashion, ìwọ tó nílẹ̀kùn tó ní kọ́kọ́rọ́, wọ́n tún ní remote. Ẹrú wẹ́wẹ́ láfi sọlé ńlẹ̀ bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ, ìwọ ọlọ́mọ kan ọmọ kan, ìwọ ọlọ́mọ olóde òkúta ọmọ bòkè bí ẹ̀sà ogun, òkè níwájú dàsà ogun rẹ níwájú ẹ̀yìn dẹ ibà síbẹ̀ ibà síndẹ̀ má dé ibà. Ṣé àmọ̀pọ̀ orí mi ò wù bó ṣe rí nù bí ìyìn ṣe rí nù? In fact mo lè mọ́jì o dúró béèrè owó kí n tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ná lówó, lẹ́yìn ìgbà náà tí n bá wá ná tí ò bá wá tó bá ní actually Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby tí mo wá gan rẹ̀, mo fẹ́ dá business kan sílẹ̀ ni, mo dẹ̀ ń wá owó tó yé báyìí, tí n bá ní lọ́wọ́ lọ́jọ́ yẹn màá ní padà wá. Tí n bá máa fi rò ó, ẹlòmíì máa ní kéèyàn padà wá tí ò ní fún mọ́, tí ò ní sílẹ̀kùn fún mọ́. Tí n bá máa fi rò ó, máa wo ti oríkì mi tó ti kì yẹn pé ẹni yìí máa wá fún ọ láàyè láti wá sọ kí ni prospect, kí ni bó ló ṣe fẹ́ gbé business yẹn kalẹ̀ kí n tó lè fún ọ lówó. Ìyìn dáadáa, ìyìn dáa gan ni ẹja máa yin Ọlọ́run, iṣẹ́ tí ń ṣe nù. Ọlọ́run tiẹ̀ máa ń wèrò ọkàn tiwa ni, torí Ọlọ́run tún jẹ́ èèyàn lọ, èèyàn sí èèyàn ni mo sọ yìí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá wá ṣe irú ẹ̀fọ́ lọ́hùn, èrò ọkàn yín tẹ́ ń bá bọ̀ yóò ti mọ̀ ọ́n nínú ìyìn, torí ìyìn tẹ́ ń fún yẹn yóò ti transport yẹ ọkàn lọ́lọ́run connect mọ́, yóò ti mọ èrò ọkàn yín, torí ẹ̀ bá bá yin Ọlọ́run ẹ̀kàn mọ́ rò pé nígbà tí èèyàn bá pariwo àjágbe mọ́ Ọlọ́run ojú nìkan. Ọlọ́run mọ èrò ọkàn wa, ó mọ bí ó ṣe ṣe, Olúwa mọ tí ó ṣe o táyé wa yóò fi dàrú. Ó dá ibà ìyìn náà rèé, adágbò yìí ọpẹ́ ògo padà sọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Èmi náà ní ibà rìn gínigìnì tí kú mi àti kú yóò rìn gínigìnì, the only thing tẹ́lẹ̀ fi rin Ọlọ́run gínigìnì náà nù ìyìn ni. Ẹ lè fàdúrà rìn gínigìnì, ẹ lè fa àwẹ̀ rìn gínigìnì, ìyìn ni. Abẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n wọn ìgbàdúrà gbogbo ìgbà lọ́run, kì í ṣàdúrà ojoojúmọ́ náà ń gbà lọ́run, ilé ayé náà ti ń gbàdúrà, ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan kan wà tó ń lọ lọ́run every minute every seconds, ìyìn ni. So tí wọn náà láti ilé ayé tó o bá darapọ̀ máwọn tọ̀run, wà á rí pé àti èròǹgbà rẹ n ti ń ṣe ọ́ gan-an, ojú ọkàn mọ́ jábọ́ lára rẹ tó ní ìdìmọ̀. n tó nídìí lọ́lọ́run ó fi kún ọ ìyìn dáa gan o ìyìn ń lọ sẹ́sàn ìyìn ò dúró lọ́run o kò sí sẹ́sàn àdúrà lọ́run o wọ́n ìgbàdúrà lọ́run o ilé ayé náà ti ń gbà lọ o wọ́n ìgbàdúrà látọ̀run wa kí lọ́lọ́run ní ìdí tó fẹ́ mọ béèrè inú àdúrà wọ́n ìgbàdúrà lọ́run o wọ́n ìgbàwẹ̀ lọ́run o ṣùgbọ́n ìyìn ló ń jẹ rẹ̀ ojoojúmọ́ lọ́lọ́run ń jẹun ìyìn sí ló ń jẹ rẹ̀ so tí wọn náà bá darapọ̀ tó wà náà àwọn kúùkù tí wọ́n kúùkù fọlọ́run kò wá ní dán lóhùn yóò dáhùn mọ́jàmù tá a bọ́ lọ́hùn dáná ẹ mọ́ ìbínú pé a wọnú sẹ́sùn ìyìn lọ ọlọ́run ò ní bínú sí a alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà bá a ní kíra wa máa ti kí ọlọ́run ẹja fààyè rẹ̀ lẹ́fọ̀ lọ́hùn mo wá dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin bàbá ẹ̀yin mọ̀mọ́ tẹ́ mo mọ rírì yín gan mo mọ rírì yín kì í ṣe táìmù ọ̀tọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n wípé àti ẹ̀ connect ànígbà bí mi gan máa ń wò pé ṣé ìròyìn là ń kàn bí ìṣà alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ náà abala àkórí ìròyìn wa tó ní ẹjá tún fààyè lẹ́fọ̀ lọ́hùn kó gbé wa débẹ̀ òun ní ò bá wa ṣe ẹjá lọ tààràtààrà sí orí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Kwara àwọn èèyàn sì ń pariwo lọ́tún lósì ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan ti wá jáde wọ́n ní àwọn ti ta ìjọba lólobó ti pẹ́ wọ́n láwọn ọmọ arákùnrin tó wá di ẹrù jẹ̀jẹ̀ wọ́n náà mọ̀ wọ́n nínú ẹgbẹ́ Boko Haram ló ti rìtáyà mo ní is a retire agbésùmọ̀mí is a retire terrorist so bá a ti ní retire ọlọ́pàá tá a ní retire army náà la tún ní retire wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n lòun ló wá dá ẹgbẹ́ tiẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lákúráwá wọ́n ló tún ní ìfọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú JNIM mo ní ẹgbẹ́ agbésùmọ̀mí mélòó ló wà Nàìjíríà wọ́n lòun gangan ló fẹ́ bayé Kwara jẹ́ gbogbo kìlọ̀ tá à ń ṣe fún Kwara a sì dúpẹ́ agbọ́lẹ́nu gómìnà wọn náà wípé ìjà jihadisi lélẹ́yìí nítorí wọ́n náà tún padà wà ìkan lára àwọn survivor lọ́rọ̀ àwọn tọ́lọ́ ń kó torí kó yọ wọ́n ló tún wá sọ fún wa wípé ńgbà tí wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn tán yẹn wọ́n tún padà lọ́jọ́ kejì wọ́n sọ fáwọn pé káwọn wá darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn nínú prayer pé káwọn wá darapọ̀ mọ́ àwọn nínú prayer mọ̀ nǹkan kan àdẹ̀kìlọ̀ fún yín síbẹ̀ náà wọ́n ti gbọ́ wọ́n sì ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sharia o àti ẹ̀tún wá ń gbọ́ wọ́n tún fún wa ní intelligence wípé nítorí pé wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ Sharia nítorí pé wọ́n gba Sharia láàyè ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pé Ìlọrin làwọn fẹ́ gbà mú wọlé Yorùbá pé wọ́n ń bá wọn sagídí ẹ̀ ń bá kálífẹ̀tì àwọn sagídí ẹ̀ sì rí àtìláàwí ìtànà tá a rò pé èèyàn gidi ni Dr. Yusuf èmi ti yọ Dr. kúrò lẹ́yìn orúkọ rẹ̀ Yusuf Yusuf nìkan ni mò ń pè ní ìsinyìí o mi ò mọ ibi tá a ti rìnà kò wọ́n o ó ń dùn wọ́n gan torí mú lọ jókòó mú lọ rò mi ò mọ̀ pé ẹ̀mí àti màámi ṣọ̀kan ìbá màámi mo rí tẹ́yìn náà ń ronú comment section kí ló ń dùn àwọn ará bíi pé Amẹ́ríkà wá ju àdó olóró sí Sókótó ẹ̀yin náà lẹ jáde ẹni farmland náà jù sí kí ló wá ń dùn yín tẹ́ fi ń bó lódò dẹ wípé ó ń gbàṣẹ lẹ́nu wọn nígbà tí iye kan ti ń wà ń bẹ̀ Buhari gbogbo ohun tó ṣe bó tẹ́yìn lọ́rùn sẹ́yẹ jáde báyìí wá pariwo pariwo forí la ògiri náà ni o mọ́ mi ló wá ń jẹ́ kó yé mi wípé intelligence kan wà wípé Sókótó caliphate ohun gangan ni gbogbo nǹkan ogun ibi tó ti ń distribute nǹkan ogun pátápátá fún àwọn agbésùnmọ̀mí yẹn wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ gangan ni àwọn USA locate pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ USA ká sọ pé ìjọba Nàìjíríà jàre torí wọ́n jọ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ní àwọn ológun Nàìjíríà locate ló ṣe ń dùn wọ́n tó ṣe ń pariwo mọ́ ìjọba lórí wípé kò sí kankan kò sí lákúráwá kò sí agbésùnmọ̀mí ní Sókótó ibi tán jù sí yẹn kì í ṣe bẹ̀lẹ́ yẹn kan jù sí ó dùn wọ́n nítorí gbogbo nǹkan ogun lọ́jístíìkì gan gbùm ayé wọn bàjẹ́ wọn rámáyé wọn ní ó ń dùn wọn gan nítorí ẹ̀ wọ́n wá ń spread ilẹ̀ Yorùbá mo sì gbọ́ wọn ní gómìnà kínní náà ti ń sarajọ gómìnà oníjó kó mọ́ sarajọ àwọn bọ́ọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ́là á wà padà sórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti àwọn electoral INEC wọ́n wá ń gbé bàbá Oyègúnbọ̀ ẹ̀mọ̀ pàwọn náà ti fìgbà kan jẹ́ chairman APC tí mi ò bá gbàgbé àwọn náà wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìsinyìí wọ́n ní as a national chairman of APC wọ́n ti wà ní ẹgbẹ́ ǹjẹ́ ìṣẹ́nu ẹgbẹ́ ADC náà wọ̀ ní ìsìn wọ́n ní 6 months into our winning the election I went to President Buhari alarmed that he wasn't delivering what was promised àgbẹ̀ bàbá Oyègún wá yìí ló wá fàtàn náà fi kó nù ẹgbẹ́ APC àbọ̀ mbẹ́ wọ́n sọ lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ́là torí wọ́n ti wà nù ẹgbẹ́ ADC báyìí wọ́n fìgbà kan jọ wà nù ẹgbẹ́ APC tẹ́lẹ̀ ni bàbá ti wá kó ń bẹ̀ tán lọ sọ́dọ̀ arákùnrin kan náà ti fìgbà kan jẹ́ INEC commissioner wọ́n ní kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń béèrè fún electronic transfer of results wọ́n nítorí nàìjíríà ò tí ì rẹ̀ dì wọ́n ní logistic ò lè jẹ́ wọ́ọ̀kì mú ní kí lẹ rí wọ́n láwọn ò sọ fún wa bá a bá dénú àkójọpọ̀ òròyìn bí tá a ti ń sọ iná lọ́wọ́ láti rí Aisha Yesufu tó náà káwọn ọmọ ogun rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn wípé ó yá wọ́n bá kọrin ọ̀tẹ̀ wọ́n kọrin ogun délé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin NAS wọ́n ní ẹ sílẹ̀ fún àwọn ọlọ́pàá dáná dúró wọ́n jókòó nílẹ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́ wọn láwọn ò ní gbà àfi tí wọ́n bá tọwọ́ bọ ọ̀rọ̀ electronic result transfer yìí wọ́n ní gbogbo ohun tí Adaramudu wa ń sọ lórí ẹ̀rọ agbábílànà wọ́n láwọn ò kó jẹ wọ́n ní kán mọ́ sọ ohun tí ò dáa fáwọn àmọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ̀la bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni nínú àkórí ìròyìn tòní àádọ́dẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi inú àkórí ìròyìn láti lò lónìí níbi tó ti ń já wa sí tó ti já mọ̀ wípé ọmọ yahoo boy kan ó pa ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ nítorí $1,000 àbádẹ́nu àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn á fún Bright láàyè ìkànnú àwọn ọ́fíìsà ọlọ́pàá tí mo láìkì nù yóò bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ẹ̀ yóò fi bá wa yànjú. bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ní tá a bá ti kó ń bẹ̀ tán áyà lọ́dọ̀ Ndúmẹ̀ ìkànnú àwọn sẹ́nétọ̀ ń ga òun sókè gan-an mo pàdé fọ́nrán kan níbi tó ti ń sọ fún Akpabio wípé you cannot steal his mandate lórí ọ̀rọ̀ electoral bill náà ni o á tún wá fi ìkan jó á fi kan mọ́ níbi tó ti ń sọ fún Akpabio wípé don't tell me to sit down the people are suffering àmú méjèèjì bọ̀ nù àkójọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. bàbá tí wàá kó ń bẹ̀ tán á yà lọ́dọ̀ bàbá Sóbọ̀ pẹ́ta àti gbé wọn wá ṣàdédé la gbọ́ tán nílé ẹjọ́ kan wọ́n ní wọ́n pa á láṣẹ fún orílẹ̀-èdè UK láti san owó tó tó £420 million fún àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà 21 of them mọ́kànlélógún àtàwọn fámìlì wọn wọ́n nítorí wípé wọ́n pa àwọn èèyàn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Wakusa ní 1949 mo ní before independence lẹ́sẹ̀ wà ń dájọ́ ní ìsìn how many years ago sọ́sì máa sanwó ilé ẹjọ́ wo gan ló dájọ́ ìṣẹ́ ilé ẹjọ́ Nàìjíríà ní àbí UK ǹjẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni pé ilé ẹjọ́ Nàìjíríà ni mo ní sáwọn UK ó sì wà àgbà wọ́n ní gangan náà fà á tí àwọn èèyàn fi kú ń bẹ à ń bọ̀ ń bẹ bàbá Sóbọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ gbé wa débẹ̀ tààràtààrà bá ti wá kó ń bẹ tàn án yà lọ́dọ̀ ìyàwó ààrẹ látìgbà tí Trump tó ti praise wọn tó ti kọrin ìyìn wọn tó ti gbé sàdánkátà gbẹdúkùndùsì fún wọn inú tiẹ̀ náà dùn ìyàwó ààrẹ náà ti wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀mọ ìyá wọn lé ṣé ti wá rí bó ṣe mọ ìyá wọn ń tán sìn mọ ìyá wọn lé àyà ní sí finish ni àmọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ọmọ Nàìjíríà fi dán lóhùn gbogbo ẹ̀ láàmẹ́nubà lónìí náà ni kò ní dọ́là o. ó dáa ní ríjú báyìí lọ́nu gbogbo àwọn àkòrí ìròyìn àti ẹni pẹ́ rárá àfẹ́ fagùn torí ìròyìn pọ̀ pàápàá jùlọ nu Abala Sanawole tá a fẹ́ wọ̀ yìí. ó dáa àárò orí bára wa ṣe o ẹ jẹ́ àyà fọ́tò wa nu Abala Sanawole ní pápá abala àfi pákà ẹ ṣe pọ̀ ẹ sọ wípé Sharia padà síbi tó ti ń bọ̀. mo jẹ́rìí àwọn alálàáfíà mùsùlùmí lórí ìkànnì àwọn gún sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹ sọ wípé subhanallah Sharia padà síbi tó ti ń bọ̀ Jésù Olúwa wa àṣẹ Èdùmàrè àfi pákà simple as abc ń táyà nù abẹ́ẹ̀rù oríṣiríṣi stand bọ́ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí alálàáfíà ẹ mọ̀ páwọn ò ní kó yín pọ̀ lórí ìkànnì ṣùgbọ́n ẹ bá wa fẹnu sí dáadáa ẹ worú àwọn àfáà méjì tó ń fi pẹ̀tẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ àdá tán ti gbé kaná tán lọ fi ń na àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ só wà nú ẹ̀sìn yín bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sì jẹ́mọ́ yín lórí à ń pariwo ẹ bá wa dá sí i nínú abala ti Sanawole tòní ẹjẹ́ adé Premium Times níbi tán ti jẹ́ àmọ̀ wípé Lakurawa is not just a terror group it's a criminal jihadist hybrid tán bá ní hybrid car wọ́n ní jihadist hybrid ni wọ́n mo léwo ní í ṣe jihadist hybrid inú wọn tẹ́ ẹ bá ti wá kófìrí irú ajá olúwo àti irú wọn ní inú lórí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá nínú ayé tán pariwo jihadist wọ́n ní kẹ́ ẹ ṣọ́ra fún wọn o wọ́n lòun ló dífá pé Lakurawa combined religious extremism with organized crime fueling rapid expansion across Nigeria and the Sahel. This hybrid structure is why containment has proven so difficult tán fi lè contain wọn. Wọ́n ní ẹ ṣọ́ra fún wọn wọ́n ní kẹ́ ẹ ṣọ́ra ibi tá a ti ń sọ yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọ́n ti ní sáà ti rí fídíò yìí pé bọ́n ṣe máa ń sarajọ kán tó àtáàkì rẹ o náà bá fi fídíò yìí hàn mí àwọn bandit terrorist ní Katsina wọ́n ní wọ́n tèkì táìmù wọn ní village kan tó ń pè ní Doma before they carry out ìpànìyàn wọ́n sarajọ àwọn olùgbé ibẹ̀ yẹn rí wọn wọ́n sì ní wọ́n bá sí wọn báyìí wọ́n máa ń fi signal ṣẹwọ́ sí àwọn ọmọ ilé sí àwọn ọmọ ológun àwọn amọ̀lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ìṣe tètè dán lóhùn. This is why I say we need to recruit more security forces. Èmi ò wá ẹ kọ́kọ́ ń bá ẹja kọ́kọ́ wo fídíò yìí.
Kajo alaje kashan. Masa aiki.
Fọ́nrán tẹ̀ ń wò yìí kan lára àwọn fọ́nrán tí àwọn aráàlú tí wọ́n kọ́kọ́ kófìrí àwọn tí wọ́n wá pa èèyàn 20 ní Katsina tí wọ́n rìkọ́dù rẹ̀ wọ́n rí wọn bó ṣe ń sarajọ ìyẹn àwọn agbésùmọ̀mí yìí very close to ìletò wọn kò ó súnmọ́ ìletò wọn pẹ́kípẹ́kí wọ́n rí wọn bó ṣe ń sarajọ wọ́n sì ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ya fídíò wọn fi ránṣẹ́ sí àwọn aláṣẹ lókè. àwọn amọ̀dì tán fi gbégbèsè títí tán fi pa èèyàn 20 tí wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n bá ibi 176 náà pa ń Kwara lórí ọ̀rọ̀ jihadism náà ni gbogbo ayé ló mọ ilé ìbáyìí bó ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé wọ́n pa kìrìsìtẹ́nì wọ́n pa mùsùlùmí náà ọ̀tọ̀ náà sin kìrìsìtẹ́nì sí àmú fọ́nrán arákùnrin tán ń sin wọ́n àmúwa tó ní òkè lọ́hùn náà sin tàwọn mùsùlùmí sí sin tàwọn kìrìsìtẹ́nì sí bó ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé wọ́n ní mùsùlùmí ló pọ̀ jù nínú ọ̀tàn pa mùsùlùmí èlò lẹ́tí wá rí tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ látìgbà tí ọba olúwo ti ń pariwo wípé wọ́n ń pa àwọn èèyàn àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn ìṣẹ̀ṣe àwọn kìnnì kan látìgbà tẹ́ ti ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu rẹ̀ ǹjẹ́ tí ìrí kó jáde láti jẹta pé àwọn tó pààyàn níbẹ̀ hùn àtajà rẹ̀ ǹjẹ́ tí ìrí kó sọ nǹkan kan àáfàá mélòó ló ti sọ ńgbà tí Gumi ó jáde wọ́n ló sọ wípé kán ará Kwara náà lọ gba sàríà mo ní Sanwó náà ti gba sàríà tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ní sàríà gangan sàríà tó jẹ́ court ó ní kì í ṣe panel. sẹ́yìn náà ti wá rí bó ṣe ń sarajọ èmi ò wá mọ̀dé tí ààrẹ olódòde àtàwọn aláṣẹ yòókù tún ṣe wá gbẹnu kúrò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ state police sára ti yá àtúnyìn nìyẹn ká ní state police ti wà ní ìsinyìí ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ tiẹ̀ ó dá ẹ bá ń penú rìbàdù NSA ṣé bọ́n náà ti deploy àwọn kan sínú igbó ni wọ́n deploy sí Kwara àwọn forest guard tán gbébọn gidi lé wọn lọ́wọ́ lọ́jọ́ sí àwọn dà nínú picture yìí where are them where are they where are them dà nínú picture yìí torí ọlọ́pàá lẹ́ ń pariwo lé lórí army lẹ́ ń pariwo lé lórí kí ni iṣẹ́ national forest guard tí NSA tán náà deploy wọ́n sì dárúkọ Kwara àti pé kí ló ń dá state police kí ló ń dá dúró sáwọn àmọ̀tẹ́kùn ní ó rè fèsì Lakurawa ó dà ẹjá wá tẹ̀síwájú nínú ìròyìn tòní ẹjá sáré dé àkọ́kọ́ kó gbogbo tó ní í ṣe nípa ọ̀rọ̀ kìíní àkọ́kọ́ kó pọ̀ sójú kan ibi ká ti ń sọ yẹn lọ́wọ́ sàdédé la rí tán sọ wípé àwọn ò tí ì mẹ́nu kúrò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Professor Amupitan INEC chairman àti wá rí fídíò ibi tí wọ́n ti ṣe mítìn yẹn tí wọ́n ti ń sọ ìdí gangan sẹ́wọ̀n pàà là ń fẹnu ń sọ látijọ́ yẹn jẹ́ ẹ̀bá ń kọ́kọ́ tẹ fídíò yẹn sí ibà bá dé ká wá sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí.
Number 5, the council demands the immediate removal and prosecution of the INEC chairman and declares that no election conducted under a cloud of compromised integrity can be recognized as credible. Number 6, the council unequivocally condemns the genocide in Gaza, decries global silence, and continues to advocate for humanitarian access and justice for the Palestinians.
Oh no, let's go here. One need this is not about religion. The Sharia Council of Nigeria has immediately demanded the removal of INEC chairman, not because he's a Christian, but over serious allegation of dishonest, open bias, and deep hatred towards Muslim. No one be one lere wípé ta lè fẹ́ gangan kí wọ́n fi dípò rẹ̀ làwọn arẹwà kan lórí péjì kan náà máa ń sọ wípé bóyá kan fi Gumi dípò ẹgbọ́n ṣe kàn fi Gumi sí INEC chairman yín ó fẹ́ dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹsà kí mọ̀ ṣe kékeré ẹbí Gumi náà lẹ́rí ó náà mọ̀ ní influence kékeré abẹ́ẹ̀rí pé Mercedes Benz ní lò ní abẹ́ẹ̀rí tó ń tẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn abẹ́ẹ̀rí tó náà ń gara tí mú kó kìkiri òdà owó wà lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ ò bẹ́ẹ̀ sí ọ̀rá ń wò tí ń wọ sálúbàtà kìnnìkìnnì yẹn ẹ jẹ́ kó bẹ́ẹ̀ já wá padà sí ọ̀dọ̀ arákùnrin ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà tó wá sí Nàìjíríà tó gba ayé wátà lọ tó lóun rí ìbá wọn kọ́lé kò tí ì lọ náà wo ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ sì ń já rìnrìn o ọ̀rọ̀ míì ló tún sọ ó tó àṣírí ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Benue ó ní kóun tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́ àwọn ilé yẹn tó ń kọ́ padà fún àwọn tán jólé wọn ó ní òun fẹ́ kọ́ market ọjà òun fẹ́ tún ọjà ayé wá tàkọ̀ ó wá tẹnu àbùkù lu Benue government wípé wọ́n blọ́ọ̀kì òun láti kọ́ ọjà yẹn fún àwọn tí orí kó yọ pé kán lè padà sọ́jà kan mọ́ rí nǹkan tà èyí tó bá sì lè ro oko nu wọn kó lo oko tó bá tó ko dé ibọ́jà náà máa fàbọ̀ sí wá ta nǹkan èrè oko ó ní ṣùgbọ́n létà ó ní nígbà tí òun máa bá ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti róun gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ Amẹ́ríkà ó lóun sì ti ṣe gbogbo bíìlì òun lẹ̀ pé gbogbo tó máa parí ẹ̀ pátápátá kò lè ju 60 million naira lọ pé ìwọ̀nba wa tán fẹ́ kọ́ fún wọn ebi kankan kọ́ bí ahéré sọ́jà nígbà tí ìsáwọn làwọn ó bá wọn ra nǹkan ọjà síbẹ̀ kéèyàn kan ṣọ́ọ̀bù kéèyàn kan kọ́ àwọn ṣọ́ọ̀bù tó lè kó gbọ́dọ̀ ju 60 million lọ ilé tó ń kọ́ gan over 35 houses èlò ló ń kọ́ àwọn kan rọra ṣe kan ó dáa ju eléyìí tán juná sí lọ ó nígbà tí ìjọba Benue tán máa fóònù ní invoice pé tó ń bá fẹ́ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn pé òun ò ná 300 million naira ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ẹja gbọ́dọ̀ lẹ́nu ẹ̀.
I had to go to the humanitarian commissioner and I let them know of my desire here, what I'm supposed to do. And I was directed that I'm not allowed to build the market. They said that the government has plans to build the market. And they said, we'll send you the plan tomorrow, maybe 2 days. And I waited over 2 weeks, no response. And I'm pressuring, I'm asking, so what is happening? When are we going to build the market? You said you would send me the plan, I have no plan. And they sent me a video of a 300 million plan for a market in Yawara. While they told me I can't build, I would spend maybe 50 or 60 million to rebuild everything. And they would consider a 300 million market here in Yawara. I said, what market in any village or town is there that is worth 300 million in Nigeria? Not one. Zero. Even in cities, which city has 300 million market? Very few. And I said I would not partake in this. Because my personal opinion is that people are using funds that are meant for the persecuted, the afflicted. Christian or Muslim, it doesn't even matter. People are suffering in Nigeria. And funds are supposed to be reaching those people to help them, to rebuild, to give food, to give aid, to do all these things. And the money that's meant for them is not making it to them. And so there needs to be purity within funds and within the government to do things in faith, to do things openly, to have accountability for what is being spent. Even this market that...
sẹ́yìn náà ti wá rí tá à ń sọ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ní bá ní dẹ́ta wọ́n tún kóra wọn sí tàbí ọmọ ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ẹ tún wá lọ inflate owó ẹ rò pé yẹn kò ní mọ̀ ni irú referendum ọmọ ẹ rò pé kò ní sọ fún ni àṣírí wọn máa túnṣe rí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí ó dìídì wà mú àṣírí wọn ni wọ́n á rò pé bóyá àwọn ní àṣepamọ́sẹ́ tí rí gómìnà wọn ní Benue èèyàn mi ò mọ ibi tán ti kó o mi ò mọ̀ ìtàn ti pẹ́ já tẹ̀síwájú ẹ jẹ́ wá dé orí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Epstein yìí ẹ jẹ́ á sọ díẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Starmer ìyẹn prime minister wọn ní UK amẹ́nubọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ díẹ̀ lánàá bó ti ẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ ikú tó wọnú ọ́fíìsì àǹtíkẹ́mi ó fẹ́ override ìròyìn yẹn wọ́n ní Starmer ti wá jáde ó ti wá apologize o mo ní Starmer so wà nú Epstein file ní olóhùn òsì ń bẹ̀ ó ní ṣùgbọ́n òun wá apologize on behalf of ẹni tí ó wà ń bẹ̀ tó ń gbà sí kábínẹ̀tì òun mú níta nínú wọn òun á apologize nítorí ìkànnù wọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ tó ń gbà sí kábínẹ̀tì wọ́n ní Starmer apologizes to Epstein's victims wípé under intense parliamentary pressure UK leader Keir Starmer says I am sorry for what was done to you. I am sorry for believing Mandelson's lies and appointing him. Torí ó appointing Mandelson gẹ́gẹ́ bí ambassador sí USA ó wá ń tọrọ àforíjì lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tán fi àjẹ tán ṣe pé wọ́n náà wọn ò tán bá sàn kó bá sùn fún nínú Epstein file. Eléyìí ní agbára ó jáde ẹ̀rù ń bà á wá sèfù kárí àìní àti ìwà àwọn bóyá ọmọ UK bóyá máa dẹ́rù bà ìjẹ́ àkóńbẹ́ ẹ̀já wá tara ṣàṣà kádé orílẹ̀-èdè Libya níbi tá a ti ń gbọ́ lẹ́yìn tán náà pa ọmọ Gaddafi ẹ bá rí èrò wọ́n ti ṣe ìsìn kẹyìn fún bẹ́ẹ̀ láti wá gbọ́ wọ́n ní US Attorney General Pam Bondi wọ́n ní wọ́n ti kéde wípé arákùnrin kan tórúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Zubair al-Bakush wọ́n ní ìkan lára àwọn agbódegbà tí wọ́n wà nínú àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ láabi torí wọ́n àtáàkì consulate US ní Libya ní Benghazi gangan wọ́n ní wọ́n ti gbé báyìí tẹ́ bá rí bí ṣe ń gbọ̀n mú ní eléyìí wọ́n ti gún lábẹ́rẹ́ ẹ̀kú already gan èmi ò mẹ́ni tó gún o ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní Kwara fèsì trial ní US bí ta ti ń sọ yẹn náà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀mọ̀ inú ìròyìn pápá àpàláwà abala àfi pàkà àti láàmọ̀ sí pápá àpà báyìí ẹ jẹ́ asáré North Korea ẹ rántí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè wọn tí ì bá anybody ṣe agídí gan ní fi bá Russia àti China ṣe tó wọn ò fẹ́ báyàn kankan ṣe mọ́ kò sì gbà káwọn aráàlú rẹ̀ kàn travel out anyhow torí kò fẹ́ kàn import nǹkan burúkú sàdédé la gbé wọn sọ wípé ó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pa àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó gbọ́ wípé wọ́n ń wo fíìmù kan báyìí tán pè ní Squid Game ẹ ti mọ̀ tán wọ́n lo bí mask báyìí ó ní ṣe ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pa wọn àtàwọn tó ń tẹ́tí sí orin kan tán pè ní K-pop pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ tẹ́tí sí orin àjèjì ń ta wọ́n ní ṣe ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pa wọn àjọ Amnesty International ló tú àṣírí yẹjá tẹ̀síwájú pápápá láṣẹ àtúngán ní dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì kan níbi tá a ti rí tán sọ wípé US document reveals Fulani Sokoto Caliphate push for US recognition of alleged Fulani genocide in Nigeria under Joe Biden government. Mo ní ẹ wá wọ àwọn alábòsí àṣírí wọn ti tó ibà màámi ẹ máa bọ o ibà màámi mo róhun ẹ máa bọ gbogbo yín màámi Riscot Adigun màámi Sọlá Odùmọ̀ṣù ẹ máa bọ àṣírí wọn ti tú o. Màámi Dorcas Jalo ẹbọ ọbí màámi Jádesọ́lá mò ń pè yín màámi Lújẹsà gbogbo yín pátápátá ni mò ń pè. Màámi Ajéwọlé kódà ẹ wá wo dọ́kúmẹ́ǹtì yìí o lábẹ́ ìṣèjọba Joe Biden wèrè yìí tán ní kò sí ti ń jẹ́ Christian genocide àtàn gan ti push fún Fulani genocide pé wọ́n náà ń pa àwọn issue update abuses against Fulani Muslim civilians àwọn náà kọ́ sí Joe Biden o àwọn náà kọ́ sí Joe Biden o abuse against Fulani Muslim civilians religious freedom implication in West and Central Africa ṣáà sọ wípé Joe Biden gbàbọdè fún Nàìjíríà ni Ọlọ́run ló mọ̀ ní igbákejì rẹ̀ yẹn wọlé torí bàbá rí nǹkan gidi tí ọ̀gbẹ́ni kìíní ṣe ọ̀gbẹ́ni Trump táwọn bá rí àwárí táwọn bá rí tán kọ̀ndẹ́ẹ̀mù ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n náà ń kọ̀ndẹ́ẹ̀mù àwárí o àṣà ti kọ́ lẹ́tà rí àṣàríwò táwọn ń pa ní ìsìn pé wọ́n ń pa Kìrìsìtẹ́nì àṣàwọn apààyàn náà ti kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ dàbí òwe Yorùbá tó sọ wípé iṣẹ́ àwọn ọmọ adarí hun nìyẹn àwọn náà máa polè kó wá jà àwọn náà máa polóko kó wá mú wọn ní ẹ wá wo àṣírí àwọn Sokoto Caliphate ẹ wá wo àṣírí wọn ń ta o pé gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ń sọ pé kò sí Christian genocide àwọn náà tún wá ń pariwo máa mú pìtàn lórí ní ìsìn wípé kò sí tó ń jẹ́ Christian genocide tó kọ sínú àbájáde research ẹ̀ meanwhile ẹ̀yin gbà wípé Muslim genocide wà torí Fulani Muslim civilians lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ẹ wá wáyé ẹ̀yin Yorùbá lóde o wọ́n ní interest yín lọ́kàn o wọ́n ti ẹ̀fà Hausa sí ṣé ń tuntun kà ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń tún kà wọ́n ní issue update abuse against Fulani Muslim civilians not Fulani Hausa tó bá fẹ́ ṣe politics ní Nàìjíríà wọ́n á fi Fulani Hausa sí ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tán fẹ́ lọ gbèjà ara wọn nísìn wọ́n rántí Hausa o débi pé wọ́n máa rántí ọmọ Yorùbá wọ́n ní tó sì ń fàjà a tún ti gbọ́ báyìí wọ́n ní tó ń fà tó fi wá ń pa àwọn èèyàn lẹ̀ Yorùbá ní ìsìn ni wípé wọ́n nítorí caliphate fẹ́ gbé jihadis wá through Sharia wọ́n ní ẹ̀yin Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀gbà wọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀ tó wá ń sọ níta gbangba wípé caliphate yìí ṣe olórí yín pé ṣe ẹ lágbára àti bá caliphate jà ní ẹ̀rọgò ẹ fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú wa gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí alálàáfíà táàjọ fi lé ẹlẹ́yọrọ lọ́nà ká tó wá tuntò nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Wọ́n ní breaking news the reason Yoruba Muslims are being attacked by Islamic Fulani apààyàn terrorist group have been exposed. When according to the leaked information, Yoruba Muslims are refusing to take orders from Sokoto Caliphate, which is the headquarters of Muslim faith. Ẹ ṣàgbọ́ lẹ́nu Dr. Yusuf lánàá. Yéṣùfù èmi ti yọ Dr. ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀kú wájú rẹ̀ kó. Ẹ ṣàgbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹ̀ lánàá tí ń pàrídàrídà lójú kan lórí bí àga sí àbábà wípé kí ló dé tán wájú àdó olóró sí caliphate torí caliphate gangan ó ní ẹ̀kọ́ta àwọn mùsùlùmí. Ṣé wọ́n ju àdó olóró dáàfin caliphate? Ṣé ibi tán jàdó olóró ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá gbọ́ Kódà ọ̀rọ̀ iṣẹ́ kù lọ́wọ́ àwọn mùsùlùmí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ǹjẹ́ lóyìn kún bẹ́ẹ̀ àfẹ́ pẹ́ rárá o ẹjẹ́ àfẹ́lẹ́ ìkún wọ́n ń ṣe comparison nígbàtí a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní bẹ múrè mọ̀ bẹ múrè tó dàbí bòròrò yẹn wọ́n ní ó fìgbà kan ti bẹ Jonathan wípé kó dáríjì òun ní kí ló dé wọ́n ní ẹ wá wo àkọọ́lẹ̀ tán kọ Muhammadu Didi ló gbé jáde ó ní today $1 is 180 and a pound is 280. Hope you have a family. This is really the transformation agenda. Jeg ìyẹn Jonathan has finished Nigeria. Ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ní 2014 7:59 p.m. 20 November 2014 ní Ben Murray Bruce tó kọ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí pé today $1 is 180. Ṣùgbọ́n láyé ìgbà tí dọ́là ti wá di 1,300 and something tó tún sọ fún apó wà stable. Ǹjẹ́ a rí Ben Murray wọ́n ní ó ti wá tọrọ ọ̀dáríjì pé Jeg please forgive me. Mo náà pọ̀ tán tọrọ ọ̀dáríjì bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹjá wá fẹ́lẹ́ ìkábíkádé gbogbo rẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ níbi tá a ti bí ọ̀tán sọ wípé àjọ DSS ti yarí mọ́ Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Katsina gómìnà wọn Katsina lọ́wọ́ o lórí 70 terrorists tó fẹ́ tú sílẹ̀ wọ́n ní kò gbọ́dọ̀ sí wọ́n ní ó wà prohibited. The DSS and Katsina State Ministry of Justice have reportedly stopped a covert plan of Governor Rada to release 70 bandits following peace talks as first reported by DW Hausa Ilewe Iroyin DW Hausa ló kọ́kọ́ gbé. When the security officials warned the move could endanger civilians and undermine ongoing security operations. Kudos to the DSS and the Katsina State Ministry of Justice for standing with the people and prioritizing public safety. Wọ́n láwọn ògbẹ̀rọ̀ gbọ́ pé kó release ẹ̀ mú níyẹn tí ò bá release ẹ̀ lẹ́yìn àbí tí ìbá ṣe pé kàn fẹ́ fi lè ṣe awúrúju fún wa ni mo ní mo jẹ́rìí àjọ DSS wọn lè fi ṣe awúrúju fún wa. Ó dáa nírí jù báyìí lọ nínú gbogbo Abala Sanawole ní pápá àpẹjá bọ́ọ̀dì sínú abala ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa abala comment section àròjọ. Mo máa tún kí n káàbọ̀ sínú abala ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ abala comment section mọ́ mi Josephine Ọláwìyé wọ́n ní Obi àti Àyá. Sincere greetings. I'm addicted to your interesting news. Wow. I fancy your outing shirt. God will continue to direct you aright. Amen. Nation love from me and my family in London. Good luck. Mommy, grandma, yo ye kò ní yẹ̀lẹ̀. Ẹ ṣeun mo dúpẹ́ mo mọ̀ lórí o. Bá mi Òkèlá Adédọ̀tun wọ́n ní olùkú mi Bọ́bí mò ń jẹ́ yín wọ́n ní ẹ sọ fún Ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ìyẹn Ọba Ṣakí kí ó ṣe pẹ̀lẹ́pẹ̀lẹ́ o nítorí àṣejù lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ilé padà wàá sọ wọ́n di ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ orí ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ kókó láwù. Àwọn arábìnrin yẹn ló yẹ kí àwọn security agent ṣe ìwádìí wọn dáadáa o ẹ ṣeun kírun jàre. Kọ́mẹ́ǹtì tòní pọ̀ gan-an ó ṣeé ṣe kó jẹ́ pé kọ̀ọ̀kan láàmú o ẹ̀yin oní kọ́mẹ́ǹtì méjì ẹ mọ́ bínú o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Mohammed Okas Jalo wọ́n ní wẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ láàfin wọn pa ó di wẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ wọ́n bú sẹ́rìn ayọ̀. Mọ́mí Bùnmi Krista wọ́n tẹ love sí as usual yóò yẹ yín mọ́mí kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ́ we love you too. Mọ́mí Stella Ogunbaju wọ́n ní àfihàn pa wẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ àti wẹ̀dẹ̀wẹ̀dẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o pọ̀ wọn mọ́mí àfi pàkàpàkà love sí gbogbo ilé aláyọ̀. Mọ́mí ìyá àfi Fáláì wọ́n ní ibà sójú abẹ́ ń kó mò ń jẹ́ yín ó máa ṣe o ní ìgbà ìwáṣẹ̀ ọba ló bá lórí ohun gbogbo àwọn ní igbákejì òrìṣà kí Olúwa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ Oòduà Nation àmì ìrètí rẹ o wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ àti nǹkan panu Oòduà Nation going back láti Canada. Iye kan Trump bọ̀dà rẹ́mìrẹ́mì sí àti rí tí Trump yín ṣe tó rè gbé Obama sínú aṣọ ìnàkí wọn àtìyàwó rẹ̀ sódà bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ó dá o ajá àdìbòlúgi tó nítorí rẹ̀ jẹ́ tí ń dá ní affect brain yẹn nobody mess with President Trump God bless America God musaba yín kàbẹ́ ẹ̀yìn àti Yorùbá yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí Abọ́láńlé Ògúndọ́lá wọ́n ní Obi let's pray for God's intervention in Oyo State. We pray for peace among our people. Obi you can settle the dispute between Aláàfin and Ṣèyí Mákindé but don't involve Àyà ọ̀dà kí n mọ́ involve ọkọ̀ yín mi ní kí n rè ẹni ọba torí ẹ̀ fagbọn ní ló jẹ́ ń bẹ love from Amádọ́là ó yé mi ọ̀rọ̀ yín yé mi oṣù àfẹ́ ìwọ̀nú oṣù kẹfà ẹ̀ tó catapult sọ́dọ̀ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́ mi ìyàwó mi ni o ẹ̀mí ọ̀gá fọ́mẹ́tì Earbreeding wọ́n ní ẹ̀ka alẹ́ gbogbo ilé aláyọ̀ wa ọkọ̀ tèmi nìkan mò ń jẹ́ o èmi gan mísì ìjọ̀gbọ́n mi o abẹ́rẹ́ kéèyàn sì mọ dá mísì ara rẹ̀ àwọn gan mísì ìjọ̀gbọ́n wọn èmi ò fi téèyàn ti mísì ara rẹ̀ yóò ṣeun máa mi tẹ́ béèrè mi mà mo wá ókè mà mo ń lọ́bì I love you mà wọ́n náà ń lọ́bì lọ́wọ́ ìbọ̀lẹ̀ tí ń lọ́bì o. At Amazing Grace wọ́n ní eku akónisí tàbí ọmọ ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ ọ̀gá Bobby màmá sójà àgbà láti Canada eku wà ń lo ìbò náà. Mọ́mí Stella Odele wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby àmọ́ ń gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti dá Kwara padà sílẹ̀ Yorùbá South West must be confam ẹ̀ wọ́n ní kí Emir kúrò nílọrin wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀fù sí a o mi ò tí ì gbọ́n mi ò mo sì ń gbọ́ lẹ́nu yín ni o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni at Múre Adéyẹmọ bá mi ní Obi I think Badenoch left her door open for the rat to gain an entrance. Okay, rat ṣáwà lágbègbè bẹ̀ náà lẹ́ ń sọ àbí ó ti Italy lọ wọlé síbẹ̀ òní. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí Grace Olùsòtọ́ wọn ni mo kí ibà gbé wa débẹ̀ ibà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọmọkùnrin ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o ẹ ṣeré bẹ́ẹ̀ ibà lẹ́jẹ́lì ibà ayọ̀ míkún ibà ganusi ibà dẹ́rìnpọ̀sọ̀nù ibà kéde fún orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá káfàtà wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀fù sí mi nìkan Yorùbá nation ogun ibà àkọ́kọ́ gbogbo àwọn òpèkà àtọ̀pàkà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mọ́mí Grace ẹlẹ́àmì ọkọ mi ibà síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ ṣe o Musa máa ń gbádùn àwọn orin yín ṣe ń gbọ́ ẹ̀yin màámi ìyálé mi ẹ má wojú ọkọ mi mọ́ o mo ti lọ sin gbogbo ara mi nítorí ọkọ mi ẹlẹ́à ẹ àní rogun síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ o. Mọ́mí tó yìnbọn rí mo ti lọ́dọ̀ yín wọ́n ní ọ̀daràn gbáà ní àwọn àfa ọ̀ràn yìí o èwo tún ni àdá ń gbóná mọ́mí tẹ́ bá rí àpá yẹn ablọ́ ẹ̀ nì bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rí àdá yẹn ó yẹ kán fi àdá sínú iná fáwọn náà ni kán wá lẹ̀ mọ́ wọn ń tan kán wá patan wọn pọ̀ wọ́n ti pátán pọ̀ ọkọ rẹ̀ ń bọ̀ kán patan má dà gbóná àwọn ọ̀kà ní mo burú. Mọ́mí tó yìnbọn rí wọ́n ní kán sunkún sí korobá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o àwọn Fúlàní èmi tí ẹ ń wò pé kán sunkún kójò rọ̀ lójú wọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni at Comfort Famúrewá wọn ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ó ga ojoojúmọ́ wàhálà Nàìjíríà à ń bẹ Ọlọ́run kó ṣàánú ọmọ Nàìjíríà kí Jésù rìn kọjá láàrin gbogbo wa o Yorùbá nation ti dé tán láìpẹ́ Ọlọ́run ti bá wa lọ́wọ́ sí i no going back wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀fù sí àmì o. At Atuma wọ́n ní well done sir Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby you really good God is good báàmì ọ̀yẹ́ yín kò ní yẹ lẹ̀. Mọ́mí Hannah ń sùn pọ̀ wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀fù sí àti nǹkan panu Oòduà nation no going back. Mọ́mí Fúnmilọ́lá Bello wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby bá mọ́nà tán ọkọ wa ọmọ olóde òkúta ẹkú iṣẹ́ takuntakun àánú Ọlọ́run kò ní fi sílẹ̀ àmì mọ́mí mọ́ kì mí délé lórí mi mọ́ tọmọtọmọ tẹ̀bí tara ẹlẹ́à Obi is ọkọ gbogbo wa Obi love you ẹlẹ́à ti dé bí wọ́n ní màmí ẹ má jẹ́ kí n fi ẹjọ́ yín sún Wike o ẹ jẹ́ kí n enjoy ọkọ mi now God bless you and I love you ma ẹ mọ́ jà o. Mommy Victoria Badejo want a happy weekend to everyone on this platform. My cute Obi and handsome Aya, both Emimoni handsome and cute mommy. Both Alaafin and Governor Makinde are playing politics. Lande, Oti Rogun Ayalu, lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́pàá Oòduà nation no going back. Let's enjoy our weekend. Ire o, wọ́n ti fi wáìnì ránṣẹ́ wọn ni a mọ̀ gbádùn lọ. Mommy Dorcas Jálẹ̀ iná rẹ̀ kú. Wọ́n ní mo rí ikú o. Bá mi òkè ládé dọ̀ tí wọ́n ní Olùkùnmi Bobby àgọ́ Governor Makinde ló máa dádì ẹ Aláàfin gbẹ̀yìn tí wọn ò bá sọ ara ṣe jọ pé bá mi ò tiẹ̀ gbà fáláàfin rárá. Ó yẹ kí wọ́n mọ̀ wípé Ọ̀yọ́ at 50 kì í ṣe personal event Governor Makinde àbí ẹ̀rù ẹ̀ lápá kejì lọ́dọ̀ Olúbàdàn ló ń bá wọn ẹ mọ̀ pé kété títí Olúbàdàn ṣẹlẹ̀ tán fi wọ́n jẹ chairman lọ́balọ́ba náà ni bàbá ìbínú yẹn náà gbé wọ pé àwọn ò ní àtẹ́ǹdì kínní àwọn ìtàn owó yóò wà nù tàn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà torí nǹkan tó dé sèmí ní ìsìn ó tún ti 100 jubilee bẹ́ẹ̀ bá tiẹ̀ fi 20 something ṣeré 30 something ṣeré ṣé jubilee ṣe fi ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni at Ogboabe wọ́n ní báwo ni òtútù lọ́dọ̀ yín o bá mi Bobby òtútù ìpọ̀sùnmọ́ ti ń wálẹ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ àyà ń kọ́ wa kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú wa o lọ́wọ́ àwọn Fúlàní wèrè wọ̀nyí Elédùà àti wà lẹ́yìn o láti lè gba ilẹ̀ wa Oòduà nation no going back brother mi wọ́n tẹ love rẹpẹtẹ sí bá mi ṣeun bá mi Olúkáyọ̀dé Olúníyì Káyọ̀dé wọ́n ní Mr. Bobby àṣírí kan wà nínú ọ̀rọ̀ tí ń bẹ láàrin Ṣèyí àtàláàfin o ó sì ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìnáwó coronation Aláàfin. Èyí ló ń bí gómìnà nínú, àṣírí yẹn sì máa tú lẹ́yìn 2027 nípa coronation. Ó dá àmọ́ wòye o at Abduldankafi bá mi ní ó bí àyà as PA Aláàfin ló yẹ kó ti gómìnà létí pé dárí Aláàfin ló ti kún nígbà ayẹyẹ Ọ̀yọ́ State at 50. Bá mi ẹmọ́ fàláàfin àṣẹfẹ́ wọn fàláàfin pàwọ̀dẹ́ ni. Bá mi Òkènlá Adédọ̀tún wọn ní Olùkùnmi Bobby màálù tó súké ìdùnnú alápatà ní àdúrà kí àárín gọ́vnà Ṣèyí Mákindé àtàláàfin má gún régé ni àwọn Ọ̀yọ́mèsì yóò máa gbà báyìí nítorí àtìgbàdé ẹ sọ fàláàfin kí wọ́n lọ́wọ́lẹ̀ at Michael Junior wọ́n ní èmi ni Tóyìn ìyá Michael also known as hallelujah láti Surulere ìbàgbọ́n má bí wọ́n ṣe rí kábíyèsí Ọ̀yọ́ ìgbéraga ti pọ̀ jù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká panupọ̀ sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ kábíyèsí ẹ má ya fi sólóore nǹkan tí ṣe yìí máa fi ojú kábíyèsí rí gbogbo wa la máa rí bá mi mọ́ mi àmọ́ ìgbà tí wọ́n ń ṣera wọn lóore torí ẹ̀ la ṣe dá sí jùjùjù ká parí ẹ̀ lóòótọ́ ká parí ẹ̀ ní èyí tá a sọ sí wọn yìí náà tó èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ ságbà jù mọ́ mi yọ yẹ kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ́yìn mi àwọn ọmọdé là ń bára wa wí o kì í ṣẹ̀yìn là ń sọ o irú ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà ní ìsìn ẹ̀ sì lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí wọn. Mọ́mí Dorcas wọ́n ní àyà you are 100% much wọ́n patẹ́ fàyà wọ́n ní nípa àwọn òwe tí ẹ sáré sọ pápápá àwọn òwe àtijọ́ bá mi tó gbòwe jù àlà àṣẹ lọ ń kọ òwe ní Mọ́mí Stella Òdèlè wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹ kàn ń dá wa lọ́rùn pẹ̀lú orin Orlando Ọ̀wọ̀sà wọ́n ní fáànù Orlando ní mí o mo máa ń dárò ní tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń kọrin ẹ̀ anyway ẹ kú iṣẹ́ wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àrẹ̀pẹ̀tẹ̀ ẹ mọ́ mi sì bàbá jù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Mọ́mí Florence Alade wọ́n ní òbí àtàyẹ kú iṣẹ́ òní o àjíǹde ara yóò máa jẹ́ àmì àtẹ̀yìn náà Mọ́mí bí Trump bá ń tàn wá lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìyàwó lódòdó àwa ò jẹ́ tan ara wa odò aléṣẹ́lógún bá wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu ìyá tá a kọ síra wa yàtọ̀ síra wa ilé làwa wà ìtànà wà àti ta ni Trump ti ń wò kó wọlé. Mọ́mí Agnes Shelley wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby you are talented in all your programs you are welcome and always on spot wow yọ yẹ Mọ́mí kò ní yẹ ẹ lẹ ṣeun. Mọ́mí Juliet Ayẹni wọ́n ní ìyá ìmọ̀dí bàbá ikú bàbá yèyé ni wọ́n fi ń jẹ níwọ̀ Aláàfin àlàáfíà lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ níwọ̀ àlàáfíà kí wọ́n náà ṣe díẹ̀díẹ̀ kí wọ́n fi ọmọ kékeré yìí sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni àtọmọ́táyà Kínúsì wọ́n ní òbí wọn ò ní jẹ́ tán àwọn ẹranko játijàti. Mọ́mí Tóyìn Adéoyè wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ti I laugh kokoye laughter what is this galolo garusko senior brother talking about he is spitting rubbish. Ó náà go explain tire bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o wọ́n máa explain tire ẹ lọ rí họ́ọ̀gì ẹ̀rọ amúnáwá yẹn transformer tí ó bá tẹ̀ yín lọ́rùn wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sẹ̀ àti nǹkan panu. At kò síranu wá wọ́n ní òbí Aláàfin doesn't mean well for the entire Yorùbá land if Makinde dethrone him or lessen his power nothing will happen. Amóore sún ni ṣe ẹ̀bàjẹ́ àfà pàlàáfíà sáàrin wọn ní bá mi. Wọ́n ní ewu ń bẹ lóko ló ń gẹ́ lórí ẹ̀sìn ní Nàìjíríà ìjọba sì ń wòran ó bí the level of complicity of government in destruction of Nigeria is alarming ó ní agbára complacency báà ni. Mọ́mí Moradeyo Alaba wọ́n ní Obi you are great God is the greatest. Ẹ ṣeun mọ́mí thanks to Donald Trump may God be with him to that which God placed in his hand. Yoruba nation no going back the Fulani will surely reap what they sow. Rest in peace Ajara may God be with the families in Jesus mighty name amen. Wọ́n tẹ love sí wa. Mọ́mí Abala Ògúndọ́lá wọn ní Èkìtì kété Adáramódù Ìlàwẹ̀ Èkìtì ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n pọ̀ lẹ́kìtì Èkìtì ọlọ́gbọ̀n ẹ̀wẹ̀ ẹ̀túnfọ̀gbọ̀n ẹ̀wẹ̀ sí Èkìtì ni mo ti Èkìtì pọ̀ lórí ètò yìí o love from Amadola bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo mọ̀ kàn pọ̀ nbí. Mọ́mí Bridget Ògúntọ̀nà wọ́n ní àfi pàkà òbí àtàyà mi àtàtà ẹ̀kú iṣẹ́ tí Olúwa rán yín o àwọn ọmọ ilé kéwú ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ Sharia nìyẹn o tán fi àdá gbígbóná lẹ́yìn lẹ́yìn ìka pọ̀ nù Sharia nìyẹn o. Mọ́mí olórí Ṣadé Ìbírónkẹ́ àti olórí Ṣadé lótọ̀ wọn ní Great Bobby ayọ̀ ní ayọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ o abẹ́ àwọn alákatakítí ẹ̀sìn kí wọ́n má mú ẹ̀sìn Sharia wọ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn ìgbẹ́bẹ̀ mọ́mí agídí láàmú fi tìbọlẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ọba ẹ dìde fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu. Bàmí Adébẹ̀rọ̀ Kẹ́hìndé wọ́n ní gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Aláàfin yìí àfọwọ́fà àwọn ọmọ Ọ̀yọ́ ní àtàwọn onítàn tí wọ́n ń sọ ìtàn kítàn fún Aláàfin bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni kábíyèsí Aláàfin ò tẹ́lẹ̀ jẹ́jẹ́ bàbá náà ní ti ń nú tẹ́lẹ̀ torí kò sí bí mo ṣe lè jọba ní ìsìn kéèyàn kan wá wọn sọ tí ò ṣe fún mi kò sí rúùtàn tẹ́ lè pa fún mi tí ò bá ti má láàfin àdáni n ò máa kọ́ tí ikún sí ni. At Florence àlàyé mọ́ mi dáadáa wọ́n ní ibà ìbọ̀bọ̀ ibà Sanawole ìmìlẹ̀ nké sí ṣé kò sí ẹnìkankan tí Aláàfin lè gbọ́rọ̀ sí lẹ́nu ni. Irọ́ la fi gbé Nàìjíríà kalẹ̀ irọ́ ni gbogbo wọn ń tà ní Àbújá àfi kí Ọlọ́run yọ wá lóko ẹrú àwọn olóṣèlú Oòduà Nation going back wọ́n tẹ lọ́ọ̀sì àti nǹkan panu. Mọ́ mi Mary Odunuyi wọ́n ní òbí tèmi nìkan àtàyà mi tó ṣọ́ mọ́ mi Mary Odunuyi tèmi nìkan wọ́n ní mo ṣe ìbà fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn wa tí ẹ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa arúmọjẹ lórí ìdìbò ọgbọ́n àti kẹrànjẹ náà ni wọ́n ń ṣe ètò rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ nítorí ẹ̀ náà ni wọn ò ṣe fẹ́ òmìnira Yorùbá they play ní o Yorùbá Nation no going back. Mọ́ mi ẹ má bínú sí mo lè correct yín díẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ kékeré nítorí ẹ̀ náà NAA àmọ́ kọ́ra wa Yorùbá ní sẹ́ ẹ má bínú o ẹ má bínú rárá torí mi ò fẹ́ kó bí yín nú ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ àmọ́ kọ́ra wa Yorùbá bẹ́ẹ̀ torí mo ń kọ́ lára yín ẹ̀yin náà lè kọ́ lára mi NAA nítorí ẹ̀ náà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bá mi Kẹ́hìndé òsè ní Salima àwọn ní ẹ̀ka àrọ́sà bàbá mi Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun sáwó ẹ̀mí oògùn lágbára gbogbo àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátápátá àti ti ara yín àti tẹ̀bí yín àmì àti tẹ̀yìn náà ẹ̀mí wa ní oògùn. bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Adépọ̀jù Ọ̀pẹ́yẹmí ó ní Mr. Bobby Aláyọ̀ ọwọ́ ẹ kú ìyànjú happy weekend gbogbo ìdílé Aláyọ̀ wọ́n fi nǹkan ìpanu ránṣẹ́ sí a. mọ́mí Christiana Mustapha àwọn ní ẹ̀ka alẹ́ Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun Lédùmarè a máa kún yín lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀mí gígùn àlàáfíà kíkún ẹ ò ní ṣàìsàn láṣẹ tẹdùmarè àmì o ó dáràn mo kí gbogbo ilé o mo nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín o àwa náà nífẹ̀ẹ́ yọ ìyẹ yín love you. bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́ mi Debbie Ajéwọlé Precious good evening Precious Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby tòótọ́ ẹ kú iṣẹ́ o you are an inspiration and joy I admire the energy you display always. mọ́ mi ẹ ṣeun. At Kunle Adéwọlé bá mi ní why would Aláàfin not go to the 50th anniversary èmi gan ro mi ò tí ì ríro. At Jẹ́mílá Agbájẹ́mọ́ mi ní ẹkú ètò brother Bobby ọlọ́run ní tòkí ìsàwẹ́pọ̀ ọjọ́ mẹ́ta ọjọ́ kan pẹ̀lú mọ́ mi. A ní nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní agbára lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí Muslim ti wá ń bà wá lẹ́rù báyìí kò fẹ́ yé wa mọ́. Alájà Mọ̀dínà Solomon wọ́n ní ìsọkúsọ òṣìwò ní bọ́dà Báyọ̀ ń sọ náà ní ti àwọn tí yọ wọ́n mi mo lo méjèèjì o mo lo yó mo lo yọ o mi ò mọ̀ túmọ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ aláìní ọpọlọ ni wọ́n sọ. Mọ́mí Debbie Ajéwọlé Precious you are precious to me wọ́n ní Precious náà fún mi lórúkọ yẹn you are naturally gifted wow the ways you present your news is very enlightening and informative funny to see you Sokoto yàgbà àbí yàgbà love always mọ́mí yọ yẹn èmi náà ibẹ̀ yẹn kò yé èmi ní òye o yàgbà ìwọ̀nba náà mo mọ̀ èmi náà ń kọ́ lára yẹn jẹ́ àjọ wọn kọ́ lára ara wa ẹ bá ń fà mí lé kí n lè mọ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. tàbí kẹ́ bá ń send voice note sórí WhatsApp mi mọ́ mi wọ́n mọ̀ retí yín bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Alájà Mọ̀dínà wọ́n ní wasted people you don't know the work why accept a subhanallah ẹlẹ́dàá àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù á fi ìyà jẹ yín lísè sí àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ kàn ń fi ìyà jẹ àwọn èèyàn ni. Mọ́mí Comfort Òjó wọ́n ní good job Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby àtàyà fún ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ tí ẹ̀ ń fún wa Olúwa yóò máa pa ìjáde àti ìwọlé yín mọ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ní kíákíá. Àmì o Jésù Olúwa wa bá mi orí Ọlọ́run rí wọ́n ní àyà mo rò pé tí èèyàn bá lọ sí ọjà fresh things ni wọ́n máa ń rà ṣùgbọ́n bí àwọn olówó àtàwọn olóṣèlú ṣe wá gbédè àwọn ọ̀dọ́bìnrin yìí ni kò wá yé mi o àbí sí ẹ ní ánsà fún orí Ọlọ́run rí from Dallas Texas bá mi kò yé mi náà o. Mọ́mí Dorcas dúró Olúwatúnmiṣe wọ́n ní àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n fi àdá gbígbóná náà nídìí máa pànìyàn lọ́jọ́ iwájú bíi ti Fatai Anko Ojúlárí náà ti jẹ owó tiẹ̀ ní NNPC allegedly please turn over. Wọ́n ní ẹni jù ní lọ náà fẹ́ kọ́ wọ́n bá yín correct ẹ̀ lè jù nínú ní ọ̀rọ̀ Aláàfin àti Mákindé lóòótọ́ Agége ni Àtíkù o ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ mi nìyẹn o so rẹ̀ máa tẹ́ torí ọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu yìí Oòduà nation no going back from Providence Island gàlígàlí ẹ̀ ti ń pọ̀ jù lóòótọ́ ẹ jẹ́ á tẹ̀síwájú ẹ jẹ́ á lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ mọ́mí Elizabeth ní àmọ́mí lùjẹ̀sà wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ìrìà ibà upper court ẹ tún gbọ́ nígbà tí mo sọ upper court lánàá they are going there because there is no job in Nigeria. I really pity our youth. Let parents warn our children against these wicked countries. From Texas wọ́n tẹ̀lé ọ̀sẹ̀ bá ń kí dádì ìwà òye ní àwọ̀. mọ àtibámi Joseph ìwọlódé wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation no going back. At Comfort Adele, I hope Gumi will not say they bury empty casket. Allah bímọ ní Gumi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí Josephine ìwọlódé wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby ẹ kú iṣẹ́ gbogbo wa o ilẹ̀ Yorùbá yóò tẹ̀ wá lọ́wọ́ láìpẹ́ lórúkọ Jésù àmín àìdúpẹ́ ara ẹni òwò alájọ ń ṣe Ọlọ́run nísìnyí bá wa ṣe wọ́n ní ohun tí ọba yìí ń fẹ́ ṣe ni pé bó bá ti yọ baálẹ̀ yìí kúrò yóò fi ẹni tó bá lè darí ṣe aṣojú tí wọn yóò fi máa ṣe àpapọ̀ ìkùsà tí wọ́n bá ń wà níbẹ̀. Mọ́mí Comfort Adele wọ́n ní why do you people always like to play religious politics, but when your brother Buhari was there, he concentrated on Fulanis alone, but you all kept quiet. Wọ́n gbádùn ẹ̀gbà náà, wọ́n ti wá rí èèyàn náà pàṣán fún wọn ní ìsìn, wọ́n ń pariwo, wọ́n ń wàwà wí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bá mi Ọmọ́táyọ̀ Akínúsì wọ́n ní ó bí ó lé ní gbogbo àwọn ará bí wọ̀nyí, wọ́n mọ̀ wípé rìfàìnẹ́rì kò lè ṣiṣẹ́. A ti sọ fún yín wípé àwọn ará bí yìí náà fẹ́ mọ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ tí wọ́n ní kí wọ́n tó sọ pé kò lè ṣiṣẹ́ mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ tiwọn ní bọ́ẹ̀lù mi débẹ̀ náà wọ́n á tún fi jẹ́. Mọ́ọ̀mí Mary Ògúnsínà wọ́n ní ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí ẹ̀sìn ọ̀ràn ìrọ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ bá yín rìfírèsì ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí alákatakítí ẹ̀sìn ọ̀ràn ẹ̀sìn òfò ẹ̀sìn ọ̀daràn ìyẹn àwọn alákatakítí inú wọn. Àwọn ọmọ alá Saudi ìran mùjẹmùjẹ ni wọ́n mo ti bá yín rìfírèsì ẹ̀ mọ́ mi àìkó wọn pọ̀ ń bí àwọn alálàáfíà pọ̀ ń bí dáadáa a sì dá wọn mọ̀ yàtọ̀. Irú mọ́ọ̀mí Mọ̀dínà ní ìsìn a lè sọ pẹ́sìn tàn sí ẹ̀sìn òfò ni irú mọ́ọ̀mí Mọ̀dínà mọ́ Alhaja Riskat náà wà ń bẹ́ mọ́ọ̀mí dáadáa àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn mùsùlùmí gidi pọ̀ ń bí o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹja dọ́dọ̀ at Ahmed Akinlabi wọ́n ní mo kí yín ń bẹ̀ o bàbá Bobby ó lè ní gbogbo àwọn baálẹ̀ àwọn gangan ní alábọ̀dé fún ìlú tí wọ́n ju ti ọba lọ. Olúbàdàn àná ṣe the same thing fún baálẹ̀ kan kí ni wọ́n ń bẹ ọba yẹn fún. Ó dà ẹjẹ́ àtẹ̀síwájú adọ́dọ̀ bá mi Martin Adébọ̀wálé wọ́n ní Obi please advise governor to send all those repentant Boko to Russia so Ukraine drones can take care of them. Àwọn DSS ti yarí fún wọn báyìí ẹ gbọ́nú àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn. At Okunlola Lam wọ́n ní Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Bobby you are awesome for the current news you deliver to us about our country Nigeria and abroad as a whole. Wọ́n tẹ love ṣe ayọ̀ ìyẹ̀yìn first time tí máa kọ́kọ́ rí inú comment section rí. Hello, Mọ́mí Florence Alade wọ́n ní up to now no comment from Emir of Ilorin concerning the ìpànìyàn. Mélòó rú ẹ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ kọ́mẹ́ǹtì lẹ́nu rẹ̀ rí ṣó ti ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ rí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni mọ́mí Christiana Ṣẹ́bà wọ́n ní Obi ẹ kú òpin ọ̀sẹ̀ àti gbogbo àwọn ìdílé aláyọ̀ yìí Ọlọ́run yóò túbọ̀ bá wa mú bàbá wa Akíntóyè lára dá wà mí o. Obi àtàyẹ kú ìgbìyànjú Oòduà nation no going back. Mama Sheba from Minnesota USA wọ́n tẹ love sí àmọ́ mi tó iná rí wọ́n ní starting ní Adaramodu ní kò ní finishing rárá hot seat bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n sì ti ń sọ fún pé time ti lọ tẹ́lẹ̀ òun náà ló tún fagún débẹ̀ o. Bá mi Joseph oyè ní àwọn ní ìpẹ̀lẹ́ o Ọ̀gbẹ́ni wọ́n mẹ́mọ̀ pé bàbá mi gan yọjú síbi mo ti ránṣẹ́ ìkíni sí yín bàbá mi. Wọ́n ní ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun ẹ ṣe nǹkan tí kò dára o kí ni mo ṣe. Ọjọ́ wo ni a fẹ́ fojú kan ọ̀rẹ́ wa tàtà yá àwọn tẹ̀lọ́ọ̀sì àbí ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ ànìkànjọpọ́n ni àgbádùn yín o God bless you richly wọ́n tẹ̀lọ́ọ̀sì from Dallas Texas ẹ mọ̀ bọ̀ níta ló ẹ ra àyà. At Taye Bakare ẹ mọ̀ kú 1 year and a half. Wọ́n ní homebreaker pastor who present himself as a spiritual leader. Àbẹ́ẹ̀rí tó sì ń sọ wípé ìyàwó ẹni ẹlẹ́ni tẹ́nàntì wà lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì landlord. Bá mi Olúyọmí Olúwọlé mo ti dọ́dọ̀ yín wọ́n ní my amazing friend Bobby ọmọ mo jẹ́ sí ń bá mi. How are you? I'm good just like you. That Oba has no power to do that. Yorùbá nation no going back. Rotarian Olúwọlé Olúyọmí from Eastern Texas. Èmi ò mọ agbára tí wọ́n ń gun àwọn alágbára o. Agbára tán nínú mọ́ fẹ́ lò. Ọba ò láṣẹ láti ní òun pa ìdílé baálẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ó lè yọ baálẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n kò láṣẹ láti pa ìdílé baálẹ̀ rẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni at Miami wọ́n ní àyà I thought Dr. Yusuf was intelligent but he proved me wrong. Bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ mi ẹ wò ó ó yà mí lẹ́nu. Why are Fulanis having high blood pressure when it was an empty farmland that was bombed? Ó yà mí lẹ́nu o. Àlọ́wọ́ wọn ò mọ̀. Atoluyemisi Abegunde wọ́n ní the repentant bandit will soon continue to kidnap the people of his community. Ṣé tó padà wá, mo rí ìbọn, wọ́n tún ṣe interview fún, mo rí ìbọn lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kìíní rẹ̀. Mo lé ẹ̀sìn lélẹ́yìí tí ó ti repent. Ibà màámi wọ́n ní Fúlàní ẹ̀ máa kékun ní afẹ́fẹ́ ti fẹ́ àti rí fùrọ̀ adìyẹ yín America save Nigeria underground ti caliphate secretly tọ́jú àwọn ohun ìjagun olóró sí ní America ti parun. Ọlọ́run ti gbé yín ṣubú forever ẹ̀gbò ó jọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o bí ẹni wípé ibi tán kó nǹkan ológun ogun sí ní caliphate ń jọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Amẹ́ríkà lọ bàjẹ́ o. Mi ìmọ̀dí tó sì ṣe ń dùn wọ́n mo sì ń rò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n ní security ní north ti di igi àràbà tí apá Nàìjíríà kò lè kà. Fúlàní ti bayé Haúsá jẹ́ pátápátá. Olódòdè please decentralize Nigeria please regionalize Nigeria and save lives end bloodshed. Please, sir. At Comfort Adele, wọ́n ló gbẹnu tán Nigeria government have no plan for anybody, only where they can increase their ill-gotten wealth. We are on our own. Ó dá owó ẹ káàbọ̀ padà ó wá nǹkan jókòó lé ní pápá náà ní akú wíkẹ́ndì ó àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run tí wíkẹ́ndì tún bá wa láyé. Wá nǹkan tẹ́ mọ̀ fi sọ̀rọ̀ àjìjà bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni kẹ́ wá nǹkan tẹ́ mọ̀ fi tì sọ̀hún kí wọ́n mọ̀ gbé yín débẹ̀ ẹ jókòó comfortably like a weekend news tẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ mọ̀ pé weekend news mọ́ yàtọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni bọ́ bá dilẹ̀ báyìí bá wà bá dénú yẹn mọ́ bá pín fáwọn olólùfẹ́ yín kọ́mẹ̀ntì yín náà ṣe kókó kó mọ́ ju 5 lines lọ o ẹ sì mọ́ bá wa kọ àwọn Yorùbá yín dáadáa Yorùbá tí yé yín ẹ kọ́lé ìbò àmọ́ bá yín túmẹ̀ bó sì rí nù nítorí a fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Yorùbá wa mọ̀ improve ní ìsìn. Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ nu àkójọpọ̀ ròyìn wa tó ní ẹja lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Ìdúmẹ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Mo láìkí bó ṣe pariwo lé Akpabio lórí tó sọ wípé don't steal his mandate. Ndume shout and fight Akpabio over electoral amendment committee wípé ẹni tó jẹ́ olórí committee lélẹ́yìí jẹ́ kó sọ̀rọ̀ fún lọ́rọ̀ sọ mọ́mọ́ gbáwájú gbẹ̀yìn. A tún wá fi ibi tó ti sọ ó ti sọ eléyìí ti pẹ́ díẹ̀ níbi tó ti sọ fún wọn nílẹ̀ẹ́gbìmọ̀ aṣòfin Akpabio náà ló ń bá wí wípé don't tell me to sit down, the people are suffering, there is a sudden hike in electricity tariff, the old band A, band B, band C is discrimination and it's against the constitution. Pé kán fa gbogbo ẹ̀ lẹ́dàánù èwo ni band A, band B, band C ẹ sì gbàgbé owó gọbọ ilé wọn lórí irọ́ sì ni ẹ̀ fún wọn ná tó jọjú ẹ bá ń tẹ méjèèjì sí bá a bá paradì káwá tẹ̀ wájú nù ròyìn tòní.
In the US Senate, if a senator stands up to speak, you don't tell him round up until he leaves the floor. That is how it's supposed to be. This country belongs to us. This democracy belongs to the people. I'm surprised, and there are two surprises now. One is the sudden hike of the electricity tariff, and which to me is against the Constitution, because our Constitution is supreme. Section 42 says that you cannot discriminate against Nigerians. When I heard about this, band A, band 2, band B, band C, it's discrimination. It's discrimination. And it should not be allowed. This is the first time I'm hearing it, that you can get a hour for 20 hours, and somebody will get it too. Supposing you are living among the masses, and you can afford to pay for 24 hours, and that is what they are supposed to provide. Besides, this power distribution company belongs to Nigerians. They just took it like that, and then use it to be loading charges on Nigerians. Suddenly one morning, they wake up again and say, cybercrime levy. Thank God this president is listening. And we have a responsibility of calling people to order. If you see how the Minister of Power was presenting this increase in power, as if he owns the company and these Nigerians are being provided. It should not be like that. We are elected. Please, SP, I can see that you are running out of patience. But we are supposed to be doing the right thing. Please. We must commend when somebody does a good job and gives us a leadway, we should follow. I'm happy. It's only that he ignored another group. There should be Banji, and I belong to that group. Ban generator and renewable energy, because we don't see the light anywhere. So let's take this issue of power so that it doesn't come up. Nigerians are getting too much shock unnecessarily. Somebody will just wake up and say and get a crazy idea that, increase the power this thing, and you go there and announce it. No, it should go through the National Assembly. That is why we are here. We are representing the people, and anything that affects the people should be before the National Assembly before you do it. Please. And so let us not, like this now, if we start discussing this very important matter, you say, oh, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. No. Mr. President, and my distinguished colleagues, and I want to commend the committee for a job well done. And I want to also call on our distinguished colleagues, Mr. President, for this opportunity. We should take this particular issue that affects Nigerians very seriously. So I want to refer to the Constitution. The Constitution says clearly that any other law that is inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution, this Constitution should prevail, and that law shall be, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void.
Mr. President, the chairman of the committee is here. You have to put the chairman of the committee because he has for the harmonization, the conference committee. You have a chairman who represented us in doing this thing, and then you exclude him from the harmonization. What kind of harmonization are you going to do? No, we are telling you about experience. That is how there's a legislative procedure.
That is the procedure.
Yes, you can have the person who did this work is here, and when you want to go and harmonize, how can you harmonize without the person that did the work?
Okay, distinguished colleagues, Senator Ningi. Senator Ningi, don't go far now, because you just made a point that the chairman. Okay. You know how I wish there was any reason. How I wish there was any reason to shout. Distinguished colleagues, if there was any need to shout, Senator Asuko, will you give us the opportunity to finish? I see we are discussing about Senator Lalong, and you are going for consultation. Senator Lalong, you are hereby included in this committee because.
Chairman Judiciary. Mr. Solomon President, I take exception. I'm withdrawing from the committee. Don't talk to me like that. What are you people into?
Gbogbo ariwo tẹ́ ń gbọ́ yìí bíi ariwo ọjà ariwo lọ́tún lósì ó fi hàn wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn sẹ́nítọ̀ náà lọ́wọ́ sí ohun tí Akpabio sọ lórí electronic transfer. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọn ń tán fẹ́ náà ní transfer, ṣùgbọ́n Akpabio ó ń gbàwájú gbẹ̀yìn.
Chairman Judiciary Committee. Let me withdraw. I beg to withdraw. I'm withdrawing from the committee.
As what?
Ó dáhùn náà lẹ́sìn gbọ́ yẹn káàbọ̀ padà àròjọ́ mùsùlùkùn ẹja lọ tààràtàrà sọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ mi Bright agbẹnusọ ọlọ́pàá ní Delta níbi tó ti ń jẹ́ àmọ̀ wípé ẹ wá gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ yahoo gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ mọ́ celebrate àwọn yahoo tẹ́ ẹ mọ́ celebrate àwọn olè. Ìkànnù wọn international lòun náà mú láìpẹ́ àgbà yahoo lòun pẹ̀lú ṣùgbàǹgbà ẹ wá dúró ilé tó kọ́ ẹ wọ entourage tí ń kó kiri ẹ̀wọ̀n àwọn tí ń bá ya picture àti ẹ̀tún yọ ọgbọ́n tí sòwòrán sọ fún wa wọ́n ló tún bá IG ìyá picture mú rí picture yẹn náà tó bá IG ìyá mú ni só lèrè bó sáwọn ará bí òwà àdó lè mọ̀ ni èmi ò mọ kùkẹrẹ tó wà láàrin wọn bóyá pàdé function ni o àfi bí Sowore tún ṣe gbé ẹ sì mọ̀ pé ọ̀tá wà láàrin Sowore àti IG tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n pe IG ní illegal IG. Ó ní òǹgbọ́n tán sọ wípé gbogbo líǹkì táwọn èèyàn fi lè rí picture yẹn kì í ṣe picture yẹn gangan o gbogbo líǹkì gangan ọ̀tọ̀ ní metadata ọ̀tọ̀ ní picture téèyàn fi lè rí picture ibi tí òun àti ibi tí Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Henry tó rè gba arábìnrin kan ní Romania tí wọ́n ti jọ ya picture pé kán wipe ẹ̀ out mo ní Sowore bóun ló sì máa parọ́ mọ́ IG báyìí. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹjẹ́ àkùnbẹ́ ẹjẹ́ wá lọ sórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ti yahoo Bright gbóhùn sókè kí ló fẹ́ sọ fún wa lórí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí.
Today we are with a suspect who allegedly murdered his friend and former roommate. They went into the business of internet fraud and somehow they had a transaction conflict. One thing led to another. He confronted the late guy. They had a fight and he used something that looked like a small shovel or a battle axe on the head of the victim. It's unfortunate that we are still looking for that weapon because while he was running away trying to evade arrest, he threw it away. My guy, what's your name?
This is Gary.
Huh?
Gary, sir. Gary, Ogene sir.
Ogene Gary. Okay. And how old are you?
28.
What do you do for a living?
Internet fraudster.
What is the internet fraud?
Yahoo.
How did they do one?
Pressing your phone and shouting US women.
Alright. So this person now, this person went there, what is the name?
Courage.
How long have you known Courage now?
For many years, sir.
What is many years?
Right.
Was he is your childhood friend?
Yes, I know.
All right, so what did bring you and Courage together? What did cause this problem?
Yahoo work. He logged me from work.
He logged you out from work?
Yes.
Okay. So why you come say he logged you out from work?
They say the work's supposed to pay us almost $1,000.
300.
Almost $1,000. But in the shop the work already see. So God carry the work on me. When he can't come in, the work's supposed to pay. That day the thing happen or the next day. I answer the login for man. You know, give me the WhatsApp login. When I WhatsApp and login for me. Now you give me the WhatsApp login. Now why not go find out? Go ask.
You say you belong to which court?
Yeah. NBN.
NBN.
Yes.
What be NBN? I don't know NBN.
Yes, Blackers.
You say waiting?
New Black Movement of Africa.
New Black Movement of Africa.
Yes.
What be the other name you call them?
Blackers.
Blackers. All right. Okay, now why you carry us go meet her that day?
No, sir.
What do you carry go meet her?
Sharp shovel, bet.
Small sharp shovel. Now you make her yourself?
No.
Where you see her buy?
Someone sold it for me.
Who sell her for you?
Now one boss like that.
How much?
So it was 7,000 then.
What did they use the shovel do?
I just try for us case of thief. They already had the thief. They don't got me.
Or in case you want to kill somebody?
No, sir.
All right. So on that very day when you go to this guy's house, this Courage house, what will happen?
I see him for us. I want to see that I got comfort and for the work, and then I will start to the fight. Now I take carry what today. Something they okay, but now actually look. Now I take collars to come outside. I mean I carry it. Now I take collars. My own come outside. As one ship, now I take collars. We should my own long pass it. Now I take this to good and direct. Then now I'm having my head. Now trust. Now last because we take us go to what. Now I because we my head. Now me cut.
How many times you cut her for head?
2 times I need to say good and direct.
When you cut her the first one, you not fall down?
No. The first one, see rush me.
Give her the second one. Okay, when you cut somebody for head, what do you expect to happen to that person?
Just say as na mind, so now I'm not having my head 19 touch.
Okay, when you hit and that thing, what did they play for your mind? What were you trying to do?
Nothing, sir.
Okay, which drug did they take?
No drug, sir.
You don't take drug?
No.
Okay, this is your friend. You say you have known him. Does it belong to any court at all?
Yes, Arubaga.
Then you now Blacker?
Yes, Blacker.
What's the gain in courtism?
Nothing, sir.
Okay, now your friend is dead. You two, what do you think is your fate now?
Nothing, sir.
Okay, I would like to add that the father of the deceased was here, and while I was trying to interview this guy, I saw him running away from the father. I said, why are you running? He said, no, the father is wearing one ring. Saying the fear say the man will use the ring. They hit him. And the man was only holding a car key holder. Guilty conscience. How old is Courage?
Courage was 25. That was when he started
25. A vibrant young 25-year-old man gone just like that because of $1,000, anger, and fraudulent life. Please, if you are a parent or an intending parent watching this video, please ensure that you bring up your children rightly. Bring them in the way of the Lord. Bring them in such a way that they will not go into things that will cause them into trouble and lead to their untimely death. Thank you and God bless you.
Kéèyàn sì pa ọ̀rẹ́ rẹ̀ torí $1,000. How much is $1,000? Kódà náà lẹ́tí gbọ́ ẹja mọ̀ kìlọ̀ fáwọn ọmọ wa ẹja wà lọ tààràtààrà sí ọ̀dọ̀ Yéṣùfù Àìṣà níbi tó ti kó àwọn ọmọ ogun rẹ̀ lẹ́yìn wípé àwọn sójà rẹ̀ kì í sáwọn ológun o àtàwọn lọ́ọ̀yà gbogbo wọn pátápátá wọ́n lọ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin wọ́n lọ deliver letter wípé tension as protesters vow to shut down National Assembly if Senate blocks real-time transmission results. Wọ́n láwọn ò bá mú kékeré wọ́n ní that's the only ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé àwọn nínú 2027 election tán bá wá fikún tán fẹ́ mọ̀ yí àwọn síwájú sẹ́yìn tán yí àwọn sọ́tún sósì pé àwọn náà àwọn tàgídìbọ̀ ráìtì àwọn ni láti protest àwọn ó sì ṣe dọ́ba ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí pápápá àròjọ mùsùlùmí.
I will pray, but at the point, let me use physical
Sorry. The Senate President, whom we have elected to present us here about our electoral reform bill. We feel what we have agreed, what we have decided has been tempered in the Senate chamber. So this is our grievance. We have come to submit to the Senate President that come 2027, there must be free and fair election. And the basis for that is the e-transmission. So we want it in order to restore trust in our democracy. There is no trust now. We are doing this on behalf of the citizens in order to revive hope. When there is no hope, what is next?
Lawlessness, chaos.
Yes, that's why we have spent almost 7 hours in the sun. We are all senior citizens here, but we are doing it on behalf of our younger ones, on behalf of the entire people. Let's restore sanity in our democracy. Okay, that is it. Thank you very much. This is
you have your copy for acknowledgement.
Yes, sir. You can acknowledge this one. Yes.
Okay, that video Yeah. No. People are invading his space.
Okay, today, with all the blockage, with all the intimidation, that we will not come to see the people we have elected, we stood our grounds. We are here. The media can see. This is the premises of the National Assembly. We went in, we presented the complaint of over 250 million Nigerians. Yes. What we are saying is we must have free and fair elections. The people that are here today are the last hope of Nigerians. Yes. So we are here. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Until when we get what we want. Yes. So the present administration may have the annex chairman, they may have the judges, they may have the police, they may have the soldiers, but they don't have Nigerian citizens. Yes. Yes. Enough is enough. 2027 election must be transparent. It's a simple demand.
I encourage our energy so much. Yes. And secondly, I want to appreciate everyone who actually come out. So say this thing must stand. We want e-transmission. If there's no, we don't trust the election come 2027. All we want is free and fair election come 2027. Yes. We Nigerian youths, we don't want wahala. But if they want wahala, we'll give them wahala. Yes. Great Nigeria people!
Well, the first thing I want to say is the fact that the 10th Assembly should understand that the laws that they are making today, that tomorrow some of them will not be in office. I guarantee you more than 50% of them are not coming back. So doing the right thing is actually in their favor. So they are not doing the right thing, they're actually doing the wrong thing right now by removing electronic transmission of results. For anybody who knows, say it sure, say it popular, make it allow free, fair, credible election. Let Nigerians, let whatever Nigerians vote for, let it show. Who is the person that is afraid? They should stop all of that. But beyond that, for me, is to say to everyone here, thank you. Thank you for the way you've conducted yourself. We've shown that we are, law-abiding citizens. We did the right thing. Even when we were provoked by the police, we refused to be unlawful. We stood our ground, we marched here, and we are all here. And we've kept our cool. And for that, I say to everyone here, thank you so much. And I'm proud to have been part of this group. Well, I'm not aware that they disallowed beavers, did they? If the electronic, they did, yeah. So there's a difference between the beavers. The beavers is the one that authenticates the voter. That one is still there. What they've done by denying the electronic transmission of result is that they don't want free, fair, credible election. They want to do whatever those things that they used to, where they rewrite result, forge it. And don't forget that the Senate president today, the person who forged a result for him, was actually convicted by the court. A professor was sent to jail for the fact that they forged his result. And so these are the kind of things that we say we no longer want it. What we want to have, as you are voting, is being counted, is entering. We want to put a screen all across Nigeria. We'll bring our jollof rice and whatever we have. We'll sit down. We'll be seeing the results as they are coming in. We in real time. We no longer want the one that we are waiting. They will say, Borno is bringing result. Edo is bringing result. They snatch ballot paper. They are going to collation center. No. As you are counting it, we don't want the one that professor will come to Abuja all the way from Port Harcourt and say he can no longer see in the afternoon, that they should put torchlight or light for him. We want everybody to see it in real time. So the thing here is, what are they afraid of? And every Nigerian must insist. There are people who feel that it's none of their business. But what they don't understand is that it is through election that we get the people that we govern of. These people that rig election, nobody rigs election to give you good governance. If they rig election, they destroy the country. So we need to stop it. We need people that we want. When we vote them, they go in there, they know we voted them, and they work for us, and that's all we want.
What are Nigerians expected to eventually do if they continue with this decision?
Shut the National Assembly down.
Straight up.
Simple.
Straight up.
Shut it down.
Straight up.
ó dáa ó náà lẹ́tí rí wọn yẹn o ẹ̀rí wọn tán jókòó kúlẹ́kúlẹ́ sílẹ̀ lẹ̀ wọ́n yarí pátápátá ni mo sì jẹ́rìí Yéṣùfù Àìṣà ó wà lára àwọn tó tẹ̀lé Natasha lọ lẹ́gbìmọ̀ aṣòfin gbà tán fẹ́ sílẹ̀kùn fún lọ́jọ́ sí tán náà suspend díẹ̀ táìmù tó yẹ kó padà wọ́n tilẹ̀kùn mọ́ wọ́n ju kọ́kọ́rọ́ sí wọ́n wá kọ́kọ́rọ́ jáde nígbà tán débẹ̀ nígbà òyà náà wá ń pè wọ́n nuisance ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n pàpà sílẹ̀kùn fún Senator Natasha àwa àwò bóyá lè náà yóò ju wọn ṣe Ọlọ́run ó jẹ́ kó ju wọn ṣe torí tán bá mandate transmission of results ìbàdà tó rọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ technology gan ló wọ́n lè cheat pẹ̀lú technology láwọn olè yẹn ẹjẹ́ àkó ń bẹ̀ ẹjẹ́ àtẹ̀síwájú ẹjẹ́ àwá dé ọ̀dọ̀ ẹjẹ́ àwá dọ́dọ̀ ìkànnà àwọn former ex-commissioner fún INEC ọ̀gá ni níbi tó ti ń jẹ́ òye wa wípé ẹ kàn ń pariwo ni Nigeria government is not ready for real-time upload of results, electronic or digital transfer of result. Pé ẹ jẹ́ kó ń sọ̀rọ̀ from experience la fi ń sọ̀rọ̀ dé wálé o bí bàbá bá ń gbọ́ ò kọ́mọ ó gbọ́ ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ẹjẹ́ àgbẹ̀ experience wọn.
But this issue of transmission, glitches and glitches, 2023 was a turning point, which a lot of people thought
going forward in our elections, we need to correct some things. You've heard the debate about transmission. What do you think was the biggest lesson out of 2023 elections?
I think the biggest lesson, surprisingly for most people, hearing me say this, was the lack of communication and forthrightness on the part of INEC about what was going on, because things were happening. The IREF, the uploading of results into the IREF was not happening the way that it was promised to happen, or designed to happen. So people were particularly in the dark. And it was taking INEC such a long time, I think much longer than I was expected, even not true after the election results have been declared, to actually explain to the public what happened, why that delay, and why those glitches, and what caused it, and what remedial actions were being taken. There was too much of a lag, silence.
So naturally, there's nothing wrong in having a technical problem.
No.
But you thought that there was a big communication gap.
I think INEC should have called the principal stakeholders and addressed the matter promptly and factually, because the facts were there. We knew what was going on. But there was no point to hide by. Just call the principal stakeholder, the political parties representing the CSOs, the media, and even development partners who are critical stakeholders in the election process in Nigeria. I just tell them that what is going on, this was offensive. It was real, and there was no need to be defensive and by keeping quiet. I think that was just a disaster. It was not a good way to manage a crisis.
So from when it happened and to the point where Professor Mahmoud Yakubu now came out and wanted to start announcement, and the likes of Dino Melaye now came and said, you have to stop the process because we don't believe in what has happened. You need to tell us what has happened to the IRA because it's not working. You thought that there was a lag.
There was clearly a lag, and it took too long for that to have been fixed.
Did that damage the reputation of that country?
It was a reputational issue because INEC had overpromised at that time that this was going to be live, and that was not necessary. Even the law didn't say it should be automatic transmission of results from the polling unit, so there was no need to say that. I thought it was an overpromise that could not be delivered.
But some of us thought it was just natural because we tested it right here on China television. We were in Osun State. We used the IRV importer to transmit election results. Like we made some dramatic improvement and development in our election reporting that year. When people are able, while waiting for results, they were watching on television. Like we see in America, China television made that landmark achievement in our election reportage. We did that right here in Nigeria, where Nigerians can able to see local government by local government as results were happening. Yes. But that's why we thought that, going forward, it will be better. Osun, Ekiti, and we did it also in Ekiti. But general elections.
Off-season elections are not the same as general elections. They have their own different characteristics. And also knowing that this being a general election in 2023, anything possible could have happened. And there was possibly cyber attack, which could not be ruled out, and the resilience and robustness of the staff who are managing the technology back end, all those things. And we can see even in the US, there were issues of cyber attack in the elections. Talking about Nigeria with resilience and IT backbone, which can be subject to any kind of malfunctioning. So the reason was just not there. I actually believe that the position taken by the Senate, which is what we read, commonly, I've not had a press conference given by the Senate president or so, but what we hear is that they're leaving intact what is currently provided for in the Electoral Act 2022. They're not changing it to reflect automatic transmission of results from the polling unit. In other words, they're leaving it intact, which means the technological response of INEC by developing the IREF and the BVAS is technology that they are sort of sanctioning going forward. They're not changing that. And I think it doesn't really make sense to me that we should be talking about instantaneous transmission of results live as it is happening from the polling unit. It doesn't make sense because we don't do electronic voting anyway. So you have to think about those things. Those things must go together. It's not electronic voting. When you are doing electronic voting, then it can be instantaneous, right? So if we're not doing that, people are still coming with paper ballot to put in the machine, to put on the ballot, but and then you have to count them for everybody to see one by one and separate them according to the political party, and then at the end declare the polling unit that who won before you now fill out the form EC8A, which is the most important document that needs to be filled and signed by all the agents representing the parties. That is the only way you can say.
So the argument is baseless.
The argument is baseless.
You think we don't need a transmission, electronic transmission, real time?
Real time.
We're going for transparency.
Are we voting electronically?
Are we doing monitoring for whatever they are?
Are we doing electronic voting? Even though but then it is instant, it's automatic. Are we doing electronic voting? We're very far away from it. I don't know if we ever really get to electronic voting. I don't want to preempt, future occurrences. Given that I was in the committee that I chair with. Is it the people in charge of
ISIS?
No, not ISIS. The ISIS, the people with who control the MNOs. The major network NCC.
NCC, yeah.
Okay, I was co-chairing a committee that looked at how to ensure that we have adequate coverage of all the polling units in Nigeria. About 120,000 or so polling units across Nigeria. And when we did the mapping, we found significant gaps in terms of MNO's coverage. And NCC was asking INEC to foot the bill to provide the mass. I mean, INEC doesn't have the money to foot the bill to provide mass in every place where they were gapped.
So for electronic transmission, we are not ready.
We are not ready.
We are not technically ready. We don't have. But how do we? What Nigerians are looking for is that we don't want anybody to rig the elections. That's why Nigerians want to be monitoring, to be seeing it real now. Koro want to be watching it as they are doing it. Let us be seeing it at home. Because where your feet cannot reach, at least your electronic transmission.
But is that really true with the issue of cyber attack?
So you are afraid of cyber attack?
It is real. Are you not afraid of it? Has it not happened? Does it happen in even more mature democracies, compared to Nigeria? What are we talking about?
But what is more dangerous? The cyber thieves of our election and the cyber attack that we could fight against.
You can fight against cyber attack with the kind of technology we have.
There are those who are into ethical hacking who can help you fortify your domain and your election infrastructure by stealing it. Who should we be more afraid of?
I think we are just not ready. And we have to take the cue from even more mature democracies, what they are doing. If what is happening there, where they are more sophisticated, have the resources, and they have people who are, what you call ethical hacking, who can support them, and these things are still happening. So you can imagine our own flagging democracy. I'm not making a case for all, but I'm not saying that we need to be a bit more prudent and more realistic, and let us bite what we can, what we can chew. And I think what we have right now, the government, I keep saying the government, the Senate, the National Assembly has provided for, is adequate. And INEC is responding in a very ingenious and very practical way. The development of IREF is fantastic. And the fact that we're using BIVA is also a very fantastic tool, instrument that are doing well. So what we need to do, I think, in terms of this transmission of results, is to rely on what is currently available and make sure it works perfectly. And it can work perfectly. Now the point is, if you have at the end of the polling unit, at the end of the result being declared the polling unit, we should have a time saying the results are cut off by 3 p.m. I don't know whether it's law or by subsidiary regulation by INEC, that by 6 p.m. all results from the polling unit must be 90%, 100% on the IREF portal. So that's what we can monitor. So the extent to which they are 98%, as you calibrate the time going forward, will tell you the efficiency issue. And I will continue to work on the
legally speaking
100%, 3 hours after the closure of polls.
Ó dáa ká má bàa pẹ́jù lọ́dọ̀ bàbá yìí tí wọ́n gbìyànjú àti sọ náà ni wípé àwọn ò sọ pé ká má ṣe electronic transmission of result ṣùgbọ́n Nàìjíríà ò tí ì rẹ̀dí gadget àti wípé nígbà tẹ́ ẹ bá dìbò ní manual tẹ́ ẹ kó pépà jọ pépà lẹ fi ń dìbò lẹ fi ń tẹ̀ka ṣé níbi tẹ́ ẹ ti ń dìbò gan wọn lè já ballot paper gbà ni kẹ́ ẹ tó dìbò gan sàn tí ilé kó result wá ni ṣé bí n tọ́ bá kó wa lẹ máa upload sórí kínní àti wípé ìbò tẹ́ ẹ̀ di electronically tí ìṣe kọ̀ǹpútà lè fi ń dì bó o lè ṣe fẹ́ mọ́ fi pépà kọ̀ọ̀kan pé ẹ̀ ń tanra yín ni pé Nàìjíríà ò tí ì ready technology wise Nàìjíríà ò tí ì ready àti wípé bó bá ti wà ready tán ṣé wọ́n ti ready nípa àwọn cyber attacks pé orílẹ̀-èdè USA àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè western world tó jẹ́ pọ̀n gan wọ́n ti wà advance ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà àwọn country míì wọ́n fẹ́ wọnú kíní wọn tá fẹ́ influence ta ló wọlé candidate àwọn làwọn fẹ́ kó wọlé so wọ́n ní ṣé Nàìjíríà ti gbáradì fún cyber attack ibẹ̀ ni mo tún ti wá rántí ọmọ yahoo ẹ wo Henry tó gbá èèyàn ní odidi $2.5 million ní Romania ọgbọ́n kan ló fi gbà gbogbo àwọn ọgbọ́n yìí ló yẹ kí wọ́n ti rehabilitate kán kó wọn pọ̀ sójú kan ní kan wá máa fi ṣe kan fi strengthen cyber space Nàìjíríà ṣùgbọ́n irú kan wọ́n bẹ̀ kan sóò lé Nàìjíríà gan-an sán ṣe rehabilitate pé káwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà rè mójútó bí wọ́n ṣe máa ṣe election wọn manually ṣùgbọ́n kán make sure wípé IREF wọ́n lo IREF láti upload gbogbo ẹ̀ kán sì fún wọn ní time space ìyẹn time tó gbọ́dọ̀ upload ẹ̀dà kò gbọ́dọ̀ dọjọ́ kejì kò tiẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ dòru gan torí kò lè work tí wọ́n bá ní kán mọ̀ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n gbé àwọn result paper káàkiri pẹ̀lú mọ́tò láyé banditi láyé agbésùmọ̀mí àtàwọn ajínigbé kò lè ṣeé ṣe. ó rẹ̀ káàbọ̀ padà ká tó wá lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá Ṣóbọ̀wálé ẹjẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ dé orí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Kwara níbi tó ti ń jẹ́ kó yé àwọn ní arákùnrin kan Sádíkù àṣírí rèé o níbi tí wọ́n ti ní àwọn tí mẹ́ni tó wà lẹ́yìn kínní àwọn tí wọ́n mójú tó bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe kùrùkẹrẹ látìgbà tí arákùnrin tó ń pè ní Sádíkù tó ti wà pẹ̀lú àwọn Boko Haram kó tó wá di wípé òun náà wá dá tiẹ̀ sílẹ̀ òun gangan náà gbé iṣẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá fún wọ́n sì ní Kwara ni kò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n pa èèyàn 176 wọ́n ta ẹ̀jẹ̀ wọn sílẹ̀ níta àyà wọ́n pa wọ́n nípa àyà wọ́n ní láàrin gbogbo ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n ní òun gangan ni wọ́n ti ń expand jihadism wọn lẹ́yìn ìgbà náà. Ìkànnú àwọn tó survive àjálù yìí ó ní wọ́n tó padà pé àwọn pé káwọn wá kírun. Wọ́n ní lọ́jọ́ Tuesday ní wọ́ọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní Kaima local government níbẹ̀ ní 176 ti kú. Wọ́n ní eléyìí show wípé is a result of a calculated expansion of jihadist front that the country's security architecture failed to hurt despite prior warnings. Wọ́n ní láàrin gbogbo ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ yìí lárákùnrin kan Abubakar Seidu tí gbogbo ayé mọ̀ sí Sadiku mú ní gbogbo ayé kọlùmí àwọ̀ òmọ̀ wọn náà mọ̀ lẹ́ Haúsá. Wọ́n ní terrorist commander ni whose violent trail spans more than a decade ó ti ní experience 10 years and northern region of the country in Hausa. Wọ́n ní for years Sadiku remained a shadowy figure within the insurgency landscape, but investigation revealed a 12-year-old evolution that saw him rise from a handpicked lieutenant of the late Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau in 2014 to what security analysts now describe as Shekau of the North Central by 2026. Wọ́n lóun gangan ló ń coordinate gbogbo attack tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní North Central tó fi mọ́ Kwara. As sustained military pressure weakened Boko Haram strongholds in the northeast, Sadiku migrated westward, embedding himself in the vast forest corridors of Niger and Kwara states. From there, he orchestrated a campaign that crippled farming, communities, displaced families, and ultimately culminated in one of the deadliest mass attacks to ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kwara. For a period, Sadiku maintained an alliance with notorious bandit kingpin Gide, leveraging the partnership to acquire weapons, intelligence, and local influence. Gide yẹn náà wọ́n ní ara àwọn lieutenant wọ́n ní ṣùgbọ́n the ideological disagreement eventually frustrated the alliance. Ideology wọn yàtọ̀ síra wọn, leading to violent clashes that claimed fighters to both sides. Wọ́n para wọn nípakúpa o. Ideology náà fẹ́ wá tà fáwa Yorùbá o. Wọ́n ní following the split, Sadiku retreated deeper into the forest, eventually establishing a base within the Kenji Forest Reserve in 2025 ní July. Observers note that this marked a turning point in his operation as he abandoned transactional banditry for a more rigid, ideological-driven campaign of terror. Wọ́n ní ilé ìtàn ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ náà ni wípé ká máa fi gbowó kan jí àwọn èèyàn gbé, ṣùgbọ́n ní ìsìn ó ti di ideology jihadism. Bá ti gba ìsìn wa á pa yín. Stretching intern ṣe ní Iran, tán ṣe ní Pakistan, òun náà ń gbé wá báyìí yìí o. Ibẹ̀ sì ni tanimọ̀ lo àti Palestine. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pàjá olúwo flag wọn ni mọ̀ lọ, ẹ mọ̀ bá ń fọkàn bá lọ. Ìròyìn lè wà boring ṣùgbọ́n ìròyìn gidi ni. Wọ́n ní ní Kanji Forest, the new Sambisa ní Kanji, stretching across Niger and Kwara states. The Kanji Forest Reserve has emerged as a strategic hub, linking insurgency from the northeast from the remnants of the bandit groups in the northwest. Ẹ sì mọ̀ pé Sambisa dọ̀là wọn àti ilé wọn kò ń bẹ̀ tán. Wọ́n ti gbilẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀, inú oko náà máa gbilẹ̀ sí. Security experts describe the forest as Nigeria's new Sambisa, offering cover for recruitment, weapons, movement, and coordinated attacks on rural communities across Niger, Kwara, Kebbi, and parts of Kaduna. A Kwara-based security expert who identified himself as Azan confirmed that Sadiku's relocation to the Kenji corridor signaled a dangerous expansion. Expansion of Boko Haram-style insurgency into the north-central region. Over a decade, Boko Haram violence was largely concentrated in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa, but splinter factions and allied groups are now exploiting forest's weak security presence. Ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí tán bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ mi ò mọ̀ tí ń dí state police lọ́wọ́, mi ò mọ̀ tó ń dá wọn dúró. In a separate post on X, Mobilizing Nigeria describes Sadiku as a factional leader of Boko Haram who relocated from the northeast to establish new bases in the northwest and north central region. Sadiku is equated to Shekau. Wọ́n ní Shekau lẹ Yorùbá inú wo, wọ́n ní kẹ́ẹ̀yà tètè mójútó ẹ mọ́ wòrà yín ràn. In another post dated January 11, it disclosed that operational links between JNIM, àwọn ẹgbẹ́ burúkú ẹgbẹ́ agbésùnmọ̀mí mímì náà nù, and the Sadiku-led Jama'atu Ali Sunnah Lidandati wal Jihadi faction became increasingly evident between November and December 2025. Lọ́rọ̀ kan tán sọ fún yín náà ni wípé wọ́n ní náà ò ṣe é fi sórí òrùlé sùn o, wọ́n láwọn ilé ìmí ní business ni o. Wọ́n ṣe wá ń rí nǹkan ogun tán kó wọ fọ́rẹ́ẹ̀sì Kwara ni ò tí ì yé mi. Àti pé kí ló ń dá state police dúró? Ntínú mi kàn dùn sí ni wípé ó ti sojú gbogbo wa báyìí. Gbogbo gómìnà wọn náà ti sọ wípé ideology ni, jihadisi ni. Ọjọ́ òun náà wá fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjà torí tán bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ látorí àwọn àfá onísọnù yìí. Àwọn náà ti gbà báyìí wípé it's a religious war. Wọ́n fẹ́ gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ ni. Wọ́n ti gbà báyìí pé it's a religious war. Islamic Ideology. Torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe pa 176 bí ẹran. A sì kìlọ̀ fún wọn tó èmi ò wá mọ́dí tí èèyàn kan tí ó wọ́n ga o iléeṣẹ́ ológun ẹ sì ń gbìyànjú o. USA tún bá yín dá sí, wọ́n fẹ́ gbẹ̀san, wọ́n fẹ́ bà Nàìjíríà jẹ́ pátápátá ni. Ilé ìlàsẹ̀ wa ń bẹ ààrẹ olódóodẹ kàn náà jọ̀ọ́, kàn náà ti rí báyìí wípé ideology wa ò ṣe nǹkan kan náà, kò bára mu, kò bára dọ́gba. Gbogbo ọ̀nà torí bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti kú òǹbẹ̀ tán ẹbí máa ń lẹ̀ o. Kàn má gbẹ̀san lára àwọn ọmọ yín o. Kàn má àwọn eléyìí ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ yín o. Náà tá ń sọ fún àwọn ara wọn pé kàn pa ìyàwó yín. Tá ń sọ fún ara wọn pé kàn pa first lady nítorí pé ó jẹ́ Christian, ó tún jẹ́ a sì dúpẹ́ lẹ́nu ọjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí. Yóò tún ti bí wọ́n nú síbẹ̀ yẹn bí Trump ṣe yin ìyàwó rẹ̀. Yóò tún ti bí wọ́n nú. Ṣé n tó bá ní kàn pa ìyàwó èèyàn kò lè ní kàn rè pa ọmọ èèyàn. Ẹ wà láyé báyìí ẹ̀ ń jẹ mùdùnmùdùn security o. Wọ́n sì ti fẹ́ ṣe fẹ́yìn náà nínú ìdìtẹ̀gbàjọba. Ẹ sáà rí pé àwọn Fúlàní ló pọ̀ jù ń bẹ̀ tán nìkan lọ́ọ́ pa yín. Tán náà fi yín sí ara àwọn list àwọn tán máa pa. Olódóodẹ só ní ìdíkà tún preach fún yín. Ìyí tẹ́ ẹ ṣe fún wa ń jẹ́ ìgbádùn ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n iná ò ṣe é fi sórí òrùlé o. Torí ẹ̀ ní ẹ tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ mọ ìdí tá a ṣe gbèsè yín lẹ́yìn pé kẹ́ẹ̀sì remain bẹ́ẹ̀. In fact lọ́kàn tèmi mo ti yọ̀ǹda 4th term fún yín ni wípé àwọn eléyìí máa ránró the first day tán bá gba ìjọba báyìí yídà báyìí ìdìtẹ̀gbàjọba tán kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ múlò tàbí báyìí democracy. The first day náà máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ránró gbogbo tẹ́ bá ṣe wọ́n máa reverse ẹ̀. Gbogbo dọ́là tẹ́ ń ṣe ojú dọ́là kan pọ̀ tẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan rí mú mímọ́ wọ́n máa gbẹ̀san. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan rí black market dollar sí wọ́n máa gbẹ̀san. Subsidy tẹ́ yọ wọ́n á dá padà. Gbogbo tẹ́ ń ṣe ní ìsìn wọ́n máa reverse ẹ̀. Torí àwọn náà máa nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin wọn ẹ má rò pé bóyá torí pé ó ti wà ní òfin wọ́n máa ṣe amendment òfin yín o. Torí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń sọ fún yín ní ìsìn. Ó tiẹ̀ ti wá kọjá referendum ní ìsìn bí ó ṣe wípé kẹ́ ẹ tètè wà bóníkálùkù ó ṣe dá dúró. Bó bá ṣe ọgbọ́n federalism náà lẹ kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ dá regionalism kẹ́ ẹ kọ́kọ́ dáná. Ká má fojú ran yín hàn ìmọ̀ ọmọ yín sì wà nù ran yín wọ́n má ṣe mú ọ. À ń kìlọ̀ fún yín báyìí já kó ń bẹ já dọ́dọ̀ ìyàwó ààrẹ mi tán náà ti ganu sí máìkì wípé kò tán bí òtàn yín tẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ iye àwọn ńlé wọ́n mọ iye àwọn ń ta o. Wọ́n ní the first lady of Nigerian Senator Olúrẹ̀mí Tinubu has said many Nigerian leaders enjoy deep respect and honor internationally but are often criticized, abused and undervalued by citizens at home, blaming the trend on the hate-driven narratives and political manipulation. Wọ́n lẹ́ hate àwọn lé. Ìyàwó ààrẹ made the remarks in a post on her Facebook page on Friday after United States President Donald Trump publicly described her as a very respected woman during the national prayer breakfast. Wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ yìn àwọn, wọ́n ti yìn àwọn ń ta o. We are honored to be joined today by the First Lady of Nigeria who also happened to serve as a Christian pastor as the largest church in Nigeria. Mo gbọ́ rò pọ́n ní mọ̀mọ́ ti fi rìdíìmù lẹ̀ ni. Ó dáa o. Lọ́rọ̀ kan àwọn ọmọ Nàìjíríà náà ti wá dán lóhùn wípé mọ́mọ́ wọn lè mọ iyì yín torí wípé kálẹ̀yìn náà ṣe nǹkan tán fi mọ yìí ni irú electronic result tán ní kán mọ transfer real time sí wọ́n ní kẹ́ ẹ bá wa fẹnu sí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà làyà ní sí finish ni mo ní àwọn tó mọ èyí ń ta kán wá lò bí 2 or 3 months nínú Nàìjíríà wọ́n àbá ní ṣéǹjì wọ́n ní ẹjẹ́ àtẹ̀síwájú àròjọ́ musolókun ẹjẹ́ kò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti Sádíkù ẹjẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ kákànjà ànípẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Oyègún former national chairman APC wọ́n ti wá di chairman policy manifesto committee ní African Democratic Congress ADC tán ní ẹgbẹ́ àwọn gé ẹ̀sàgbọ́tán sọ lánàá ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ọ̀dọ̀ náà ló bú kínní chairman APC lẹ́dọ́ òun náà ló sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹsà sí Peter Obi lọ́jọ́ sí ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ẹjá gbọ́ lẹ́nu bàbá Oyègún bàbá kú ń bẹ̀ káwò bóyá Oyègún lóòótọ́.
Well, I'll try to cut a long story short. Yes, I was national chairman of the APC. 6 months or less into assuming office, fairly alarmed, I went to Mr. President on a one-on-one talk. I said, Mr. President.
That's Buhari.
I said, this is not what the people were expecting. This is not what, from the way we campaign and the rest of it, they were expecting from you. They wanted a bit of the old President Buhari.
No sparks.
The fire. Fire and everything. And he explained to me, Mr. Chairman, no. I have learned my lesson. I beg your pardon. What kind of lesson? And don't forget at that time, a lot of prominent Nigerians took their holidays abroad just to be sure and see what this new sheriff in town will be like. He said, no, he has learned his lesson. He wants to now show the people that he's a true civilian president in Agbada, and that he learned a lesson from. He named a few things, the drug guys, young guys that were
he shot, basically,
and all that. Yeah. So apparently he was still in a traumatic state after those experiences. And by the time we finished the conversation, I said, oh God, we are finished. Because, well, if he's not ready to be strict, if he's not ready to ask people to be...
What was the point?
To take consequences, what did we do all this for? And weeks later, months later, years later, I was proved correct. And of course, it became business as usual, only that there are a new set of tenants in Asorok. That was a shocker. No problem. The next man was streetwise. And I said, well, he's more of a politician and we know what to do. But with the very first speech he made, he landed on this issue of
fuel subsidy.
Salt subsidy, generally, the fuel subsidy. My initial shock was, good Lord, this thing is going to have a traumatic impact on the population and should have been prepared for. Not only prepare countermeasures, but prepare the minds of the people that, look, we cannot continue. This is what the implications are. This is what it is costing the nation and the rest of it. And before he finished his speech, the first indicator was fuel prices from 100 and something to 600, 700, whatever it became. So that was the first shock. And we still, up till today, have not recovered. People, we progressed from hunger to starvation as a people, as a nation. Hunger, they may have 1 meal a day if they are lucky. Starvation, there's no meal at all. And you have to virtually scavenge. That is the situation we are in today, and it has not improved. The security situation, if you notice, it is creeping. At that time, we were talking of Borno State, Boko Haram. So it was contained, everybody thought it was unique to Borno State, but it is creeping down south gradually. The latest, of course, was the Kwara incident. And you don't see any thinking out of the box. As usual, the security chiefs are ordered to take immediate action. The Kwara one, the credible local sources, it's even published, already said the security forces arrived 10 hours after the attack started.
ṣùgbọ́n àwọn Nàìjíríà wọ́n ti ń dáàbò bàbá yìí látìgbà tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ní kí wọ́n ìṣàgbà gidi mo ní wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní torí kálágbà gidi ni wọ́n ní wọ́n jọ contribute sí kínní nígbà tán ti rí pé Buhari ti disappoint àwọn pé kì í ṣe ológun o tọ́sí ni èmi náà rántí nígbà tó kọ́kọ́ wọlé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn kọ́kọ́ sákò Nàìjíríà náà pàápàá jùlọ àwọn elite wípé ọwọ́ á bá àwọn Buhari dé gbogbo ilẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ ó parọ́ rọ́ná ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n ní ní táwọn bá Buhari discuss nìyẹn ní tó fi dá padà fáwọn nìyẹn ṣé kò wáyé kẹ́yìn ti dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ńgbà náà bíi kèrègbè tó fọ́ tó dẹ̀yìn lẹ́yìn odò ṣùgbọ́n ẹjọ́ ṣèjọba tán ni o ẹ tún fi wọ inú Tinubu ẹ tún jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìjọba Tinubu ni kó tó di wípé ẹ kú òǹbẹ ẹ wá ń bínú orí ní ìsìn ẹfẹ́ fi fìlà déèdì pé ẹ̀rọ ògùn ẹ̀ ṣe ẹ ti jọ ẹgbẹ́ ADC ẹ wá ń wá àtònù àtàmọ́ wọ́n ní ọ̀rọ̀ yín ò wọ àwọn létí wọ́n ti gé àwọn létí lọ ìkà ní gbogbo yín bó lẹ̀ ṣe wá mọ̀ wípé àjẹ̀ndà àwọn alájẹ̀ndà ló gbé Buhari wá tó fi ń sọ fún yín pé òun ti rìpẹ́ǹtì ẹ wo tí rìpẹ́ǹtàǹsì ẹ̀ bá yín dé ní ìsìn ẹ wá fẹ́ mọ sọ sítórì tí ò lọ ṣé Tinubu ló wá fa gbogbo ẹ̀ àbẹ́yìn tẹ́ ẹ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀yin gangan ní ìpilẹ̀ṣẹ̀ orí ibú tó dé bá Nàìjíríà. àyà ò sọ kankan ni àyà ní nǹkan kan ló ń kàn fẹ́ sọ John Odige Oyegun ló kọ wọn ó ní kán lọ sókọ wọn mẹ́ta di méjì kán yọ Oyegun kò ń bẹ̀ pé oyè wọn ò gùn rárá kán wọn jẹ́ John Odige láàyà òkú ọ̀rọ̀ burúkú ló sọ yìí o. ẹ fi jẹ́ ẹ káàbọ̀ padà jàre ẹ jẹ́ wá yà pàápàá ìròyìn ẹyọ kan náà ló kù lẹ̀ ẹ já lọ tààràtààrà sọ́dọ̀ bàbá Sóbọ̀wálé eléyìí bíi documentary ni ò torí mi gan ò mọ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ 1949 ẹ̀yin bàbá wa tó ti bí gbà náà ẹgbẹ́ kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ní masaka náà ni o wọ́n ní wọ́n pa èèyàn 21 wọ́n ní sọ wá dàbí ti Kwara yìí 176 ẹ̀ mọ́yé 21 tán yọnu 126 ni wọ́n ní fọ́ọ̀mù tẹ́lẹ̀ ìfiwá yàtọ̀ wọ́n nítorí àwọn foreigners ó sọ́wọ́ àwọn foreigners pàápàá jùlọ orílẹ̀-èdè UK wọ́n nílé ẹjọ́ kan ló wá dájọ́ wípé kán rè sanwó tanràn 420 million mi ìmọye tí ǹjẹ́ sí 2020 million kan náà ní family kọ̀ọ̀kan ó gbà yóò fẹ́ tó 2020 million tí family kọ̀ọ̀kan ó gbà bá wọn ní Nàìjíríà gan ó gba kọ́ọ̀tì wọn bẹ̀ ẹ bá ń tẹ̀sí ká fi lóye.
Right, you see, I have never been in favor of retaliation, either now or in the past. I believe we should move on. But see, I appreciate the courage of the judge in making that judgment, if only for record purposes, right? Because the United Kingdom and most colonial powers have seen the light of day after independence, and they are trying to make up by making apologies for past misdeeds, the way they use force and violence to destroy the culture and way of life of their colonial subjects. But then, the world has since moved on. Whether we like it or not, we are speaking English now. It's a product of colonization. We have been independent since 1960. What progress have we, what improvement have we given to our independence or to our environment? So I don't believe in retrospective justice, but the judge has done it. How it's going to be implemented is another matter. Whether it is, they said they should do something within 60 days. I'm sure it will have problem with the Nigerian government accessing the UK government to do this. With regard to apology, they have always done that for slave trade and all that. But you see, like I said, like I said before, I don't believe in retrospective justice. We should move on. Let's leave it at that for now.
Well, so Mr. Shibali, if you were on the other side, I would have given you your own quotes, the wheels of justice grind slow but grind fine, but clearly that doesn't apply in this case.
I forgot. I was going to say that. Okay. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but they grind exceedingly well. But justice must not be done, how do I put it now? Justice must be seen to be done, but this is futile justice now.
Indeed.
Something not realizable. All things will equal.
Sure.
Right.
Mr. Shibali, in your opening statement, you said you don't support retaliation and we should move on, and you don't also believe in retrospective justice. Yeah. I'm just wondering if you think that this might lead to any strained relations in the event that the Nigerian government decides to pursue the provisions of this court. Do you think it might lead to any strained relations?
With Britain?
Yes.
Of course, it will. And you see, people have referred to the Mau situation involving Kenyatta.
Yeah.
The British government offered at the end of the day to pay, I think about £20 million to the survivors of those people, just to foster good relations with Kenya and move on after that. In this particular instance, you see, it was an industrial relationship and the short people, which was bad. You get that? If, I don't mind, if in real terms, they can get the compensation, nice and good. But you have to dig out so many issues like this in various parts of the country, get me, to see compensation. Like yesterday, Wale Soyinka gave a lecture at the 100 years anniversary of the Yoruba Tennis Club. And he was saying that at independence we are celebrating. But I will say celebrating 60 years after. But he said, you know, he has always been a radical. They asked him to put a play on for independence, he brought out the dance of the forest. That was very critical of even the African way of life. In that lecture yesterday, they said we are so joyous at independence that we forgot what is required for nation building: justice, accountability, and transparency. And we are still in that form now. There was a time we had a modern compensation in this was from Britain. A judgment was given against Nigeria in favor of one fraudulent company, industrial process development. But it was a British judge who said that we did not litigate our case well, and that judgment was wrong, and revised it. And even the Supreme Court ruled that we should be paid not in naira, but in pound sterling, because the justice was against us. That's justice in modern days. Nowadays, you know what goes on the internet? The videos that are concocted by artificial intelligence. I'm sure some people will make some place out of what is happening now. I'm not saying the judgment is backing at the bone, but it's to move on.
And they ever pay enough is the big question.
Of course.
That's the big question.
That's why I say we should not dwell on the past. Even though, you see, separate pollution from historical maltreatment.
Yes.
Pollution is an ongoing thing. They will always be alive to be asking them to do it.
As we try to wrap up, where do we get to that point whereby we begin to get what's ours more than when it's against us and people are enforcing and we are having to pay more?
Look, let's forget the past, what we have suffered in the past. Let's face the present and make life better for ourselves instead of dwelling on what some Europeans have done for us. You see, ironically, they are paying for it one way or the other. They are paying for it one way or the other. Look at their problem now is immigration, and people they are brought in from colonial areas who are not integrating into their way of life. The mayor of London is a Muslim Briton. The mayor of New York, I see that as divine intervention and retaliation to deal with them.
But that has nothing. It doesn't have any bearing with what happens in Africa or in Nigeria, for example.
But how does it not? What are we talking about?
You might call it poetic justice, but it doesn't have any bearing.
So no poetic justice. That is exactly what it is.
kódà ẹjẹ́ àti bíi pẹlẹbẹ mọ́ọ̀lẹ̀ jẹ́ torí mo kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ bínú sí bàbá yìí àyà ní mú mi wálẹ̀ wípé kí n mọ́ bínú sí náà kí n jẹ́ agbọ́rọ̀ bàbá yìí mọ́ make sense ṣùgbọ́n àṣẹyìnwáṣẹyìnbọ̀ àyà náà make pọ́ìntì. ó dà ibi tá a ti kọ́kọ́ fẹ́ mu náà ni wípé Enugu nìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ pre-independence ní táìmù colonialism tí wọ́n mú àwọn bàbá wa àwọn èèyàn wa lẹ́rú nígbà náà wọ́n fi wọ́n ṣe iṣẹ́ wọ́n sì ń fi wọ́n pawó wọ́n pa èèyàn 21 lẹ́nugan níbi tí wọ́n ti ń wa kóòlù kóòlù sì rè yẹn èédú ó níyì nígbà náà ju gbogbo ó tiẹ̀ sì níyì náà nísìnyí o ṣùgbọ́n nígbà náà ó níyì gan nítorí kò tí ì sí energy kò tí ì sí electricity tó bẹ́ẹ̀ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ nígbà gan ni ọkọ̀ ojú irin ń lò nígbà náà ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nǹkan náà fi ń ṣe tán fi ń mú iná wá ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n yàbò wọ́n yìnbọn lù wọ́n pa wọ́n ń tó wá mú kí ilé ẹjọ́ Nàìjíríà kan dájọ́ ní ìsìn alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wọn níṣòro alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ ni wípé wọ́n lè rówó yẹn gbà. ààrẹ tí bàbá wa tún mẹ́nu bà ni wípé divine intervention pé Ọlọ́run ti ń gbẹ̀san lára wọn mo láwo ò tí ìrọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀san kan ti ẹ̀san nígbà kan wọ́n ní gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ yahoo náà wọ́n lára ẹ̀san ni mo ní two wrongs cannot make a right wọ́n lọ́rọ̀ immigration náà ara ẹ̀san ni pé àwa náà ti yá lu wọ́n ó yẹ ká dúró lu wa ni ṣùgbọ́n ara ẹ̀san ti ń ké ni mo ní ẹ̀san kan tèmi fẹ́ kó ké tí mo fi lè mẹ́nu kúrò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ nítorí iṣẹ́ láabi tán ṣe ní Nàìjíríà pọ̀ pàápàá jùlọ nílẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ ẹrú yẹn lásán bọ́n ṣe wọ́n denigrate wa gan wọ́n sọ bí gbọ́ kan tán máa sọ pé àwọn ọmọ aláwọ̀ dúdú ńgbà náà tán máa kó wọn sí zoo tán máa jọ gẹ̀dẹ̀ sí wọn bí ọ̀bọ wọn máa kó wọn mọ́bọ ńgbà náà ni àbí ìṣẹ́wọ̀n náà ló dífá erékeré tí Trump ṣe lánàá tó rè upload fídíò Obama níbi tó ti tán ti fi AI ṣe bí ẹni pé ọ̀bọ ni ó sì lóhun òní bẹ́ẹ̀ ibẹ̀ rí inú Abala Lerefe òsì ló ṣe yẹn òsì ni àwọn nǹkan tó máa fi ba gbogbo struggle ẹ̀jẹ̀ nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n ìdí tí n ò ṣe fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ jù ni pé kọ́lọ́ ń jọ kẹsàn-án yẹn wá kéde bíi pé kíkẹ́mi bídí náà kí tá a rí eku tó kọjá nínú ọ́fíìsì ẹ̀ lánàá kó di prime minister wọn ó ti tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn tèmi kẹsàn-án yẹn kéde ẹni kò tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ẹni kò tí ì tó nǹkan kan sì sanwó àtàn bá máa sanwó kọ́ńtì wọn máa lọ sí i ṣùgbọ́n sáà wá rí wọn bó ṣe báwọn olórí wa náà ní ṣé Nàìjíríà lè halẹ̀ mọ́ wọn gbowó ṣé lè gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn àti wípé ṣé Nàìjíríà gan àwọn olórí yín wọ́n já lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ ìmúnilẹ́rùsìn tí wọ́n gan ju ti àwọn òyìnbó lọ ẹ jẹ́ á close chapter yẹn síbẹ̀. ó náà lẹ ti gbọ́ yẹn oṣù mọ́ bá tiẹ̀ wá sanwó yẹn náà ìyẹn tán bá san torí wọ́n ní àìmọ̀ irú ẹjọ́ ìná ti dá sẹ́yìn tí àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè yẹn ò dá wọn lóhùn ní Nàìjíríà lẹ ti dájọ́ bó lẹ ṣe fẹ́ enforce ẹ̀ bó lẹ ṣe fẹ́ enforce ẹ̀ ká mọ̀ wò ná bóyá wọ́n máa gbé sanction lé UK Nàìjíríà náà lè sí for the first time sọ́lẹ̀ torí àwọn ọmọ wọn fẹ́ jù torí kì í sowó Nàìjíríà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì lélẹ́yìí owó àwọn ọmọ wọn ni o ṣé ò ní dájà lẹ́gàn láàrin àwọn ẹbí £20 million family kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn tán sì kú gan ti kú àwọn ọmọ ìsìn náà mọ̀ gbéwèé ẹbí jáde wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe DNA criminology nígbà náà ni Bábélì sì bí Sámúẹ́lì wá fẹ́ ìyàwó méjì nígbà tó dé Tẹ́ránì ó wá bí ọmọ 8 inú wọn náà ni ọba Sólómọ́nì criminology ó fẹ́ pọ̀ yóò gùn gànàgbànà ní tán fi trace ẹ̀dọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tó kú ó mà ṣe o. ó dáa o ẹjẹ́ àdọ́dọ̀ arákùnrin tó fi ìwé kan hàn wá The Queen Primer ẹ rántí ìwé yẹn ó ní ní verse tó ń ṣe ní ìsìn ó ní ìkọkúkọ náà kọ́ ń bẹ̀ ó wá ń ka bí poem kan fún wa ìgbà ẹ mọ̀ pé wọ́n máa ń pè nǹkan kan ní rhymes kìíní kan play tay mo ti ń sọ pidgin tay ìtúté mo wá rhymes ni ó wá ní nínú new version tó ń ṣe ní ìsìn pé wọ́n ti fi gé sí pé ó níbi kan tán kọ sáwọn ọmọ àwọn wọn kọ síbẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ yẹn pé let us make haste and go and play and we gay we rush in gay náà ẹ mọ̀ wo ìwé táwọn ọmọ yẹn ń kà o ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tá a wálẹ̀ dín dorí ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń lo gay ti pẹ́ àwọn ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ ló mú language yẹn tán bàjẹ́ ìtumọ̀ gay is happy bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ lọ wo Queen's dictionary ìtumọ̀ gay is happy ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tọ́rọ̀ homosexual ti dé náà wá hijack ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ló ṣe wá ń paláriwo ní ìsìn ṣùgbọ́n bá a ṣe kàǹgbà náà nìyẹn kíní yóò kàn tí búrẹ́kẹ̀ tó yìí ni ṣùgbọ́n àkíyèsí mo á fẹ́ pè gbogbo àwa òbí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa wo ìwé àwọn ọmọ wa gay ti gbọ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀ jígẹ̀ ju happy lọ ní ìsìn yìí o kò mí ní àwò tí ẹ lè rántí pé mí happy mọ́ ó lè rántí so nídìí èyí ẹjọ́ gbogbo ìwé tá a bá rà fáwọn ọmọ wa tó ń tà fún wọn school ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ òwe lè tá a mọ̀ fi parí ẹ̀ lónìí ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan fi kún náà là ń gbọ́ tán sọ wípé Gumi ní òun advice Kwara the first time tí ó kọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ó ní kí òun advice wọn ni ò pé kán gba Sharia mo ló tiẹ̀ dáa bí tọ́rọ̀ ti ń wọ́ wá rè ṣé ẹ mọ̀ pé ó sọ náà ó advice àwọn ọmọ iléeṣẹ́ ológun lọ́jọ́ sí wípé kán mọ̀ múnú bí àwọn Boko Haram bọ́ ìrè kan ti gbé èmi ò mọ̀dí tó ṣe ń rìn falafala bóyá àrí olódò dẹ́ ń dúró de second term ni kò yé mi àti pé wọ́n ló mo ṣe gbọ́ wọ́n ló ní àwọn tí ààrẹ olódòdẹ gbé sí high esteem ó ní wọn lẹ́yìn ní àwọn ìmáàmù mùsùlùmí àwọn clerics mùsùlùmí àwọn scholars wọn ní tí ààrẹ olódòdẹ respect wọn ló ní wọn lẹ́yìn mo ní sẹ́wàá fi torí respect tẹ ní fáwọn yẹn ẹwà máa fi wo Gumi ràn ẹ máa wo Gumi ràn kí iṣẹ́ tó yẹ kó máa rìn kirikiri kó máa sọ̀sọ́kùsọ lẹ́nu ẹ tún wo ohun tó sọ ní ìsìn ẹ̀wọ̀n èmi tí ẹ̀rùpọ̀n náà ti mú lóòótọ́ ni ó sì dínà ẹ̀hún náà mú òun ẹ̀wọ̀n tó sọ ní ìsìn wípé òun advice Kwara kan gba ọ̀dà yóò máa lẹ́yìn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí yóò máa lẹ́yìn àjàǹtí èlé ẹjá rí ìbáyanu Abala ń bára ẹ̀ àyà ló fẹ́ gbé wa dọ́dọ̀ bàrà láyègé wọn náà tún sọ nǹkan kan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ti entas kò yẹ tún wá gbọ́n tí bọ̀dà láì sọ àyà wọ́n jẹ́ ń ṣáájú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀dẹ́pẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ gbé wa débẹ̀ nu Abala ń bára ẹ̀. ó dá àwọn ọ̀gá mi ẹsẹ̀ ń ṣe nínú Abala ń bára ẹ̀ tò ní ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá Lai Muhammed látún lọ o lórí ọ̀rọ̀ entas ẹ wá gbọ́n tí bàbá sọ o bàbá sì ń tẹnu mọ́ wípé àní kò sí masaka àwọn èèyàn kú wọn àtàjẹ̀ èèyàn sílẹ̀ nínú entas wọ́n ní gbogbo táwọn èèyàn gbé káàkiri wọ́n ní fake news ni ẹ jẹ́ àwa wo eléyìí tí ì ṣe fake news ká gbọ́ bóyá lẹ́rìí ẹ̀ àbọ̀n lẹ́rìí ẹ̀ bàbá ìṣá.
What is fake news?
Fake news is saying that something is happening which is not true.
Or is it the news that the government doesn't like?
No. You see, fake news is, again, the media in particular thinks only government suffers from fake news. No. The people also suffer from fake news. Take, for instance, if you now say there is police invasion on the island, or there's an explosion on the island. Anybody with a child in school, in Lagos Island, who want to rush there and see what is happening. Is it true or is it not true? And the process, there will even be more, there could be more tragedies or more catastrophes. So when we say fake news, it's not necessarily what the government does not like. It is what it is not true. And but most times, it's something that is not just not true, but is actually probably inciting people against government.
You also called it disinformation.
Yes. They are cousins.
They are cousins. As Minister of Information, did you have sleepless nights over these issues?
Of course I did. Of course I did, because you see, as Minister of Information and Culture, I had the responsibility for the image of my country. When news are spread, for instance, that Christians are not safe in my country, and I know it is not true.
Is it not true?
No.
When herdsmen could go into Christian communities and take them out?
Mr. Obilo, you are a Nigerian. I am a Nigerian. Herdsmen, farmers clashes, like I've explained to you, just coincidentally, the herdsmen happen to be Muslims, at least nominally. And probably the farmers are Christians. But Islam does not support or encourage anybody to take anybody's lives. But let's dwell on that. What I'm saying is that it's, as a means of information, you will be worried when your country is being portrayed as unsafe, as undemocratic, because it's going to affect the amount of investment that will come to your country.
But your country is unsafe.
My country is not more unsafe than most countries, Mr. Obilo.
And you have said on various occasions you traveled to London, to the United States, to go and inform them about what is going on in Nigeria. Can't you inform them from Nigeria? Must you travel?
Oh, if you look at my book, I started first with Nigeria. Strategic engagement carrying stakeholders along, page 27.
ṣé àìná ẹ̀gbọ́n tí bàbá yìí sọ lẹ́nu wọ́n máa sú ẹnu pọ̀ báyìí bí ẹni tó fẹ́ tutọ́ pákó tán run ni tó sọ wípé iṣẹ́ àwọn responsibility àwọn ni láti make sure pé àwọn ṣe image making fún orílẹ̀-èdè àwọn at the expense of ẹ̀jẹ̀ àwọn aláìṣẹ̀ kí bàbá yìí sì máa sọ síta controversy tó dálẹ̀ láyé ìgbà Buhari ò tí ì tó ó tún ń gbẹ́nu sí ọ̀rọ̀ ti genocide tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ẹ mọ́ sí gbàgbé pé Fúlàní ni bàbá yìí náà bá ṣe gbọ́ o wọ́n kàn fara pẹ́ kínní ni o Fúlàní gangan ni o wọ́n sì sọ fún wa pé láyé ìgbà Buhari wọ́n kọ lẹ́tà sí Biden tí wọ́n sì fẹ̀sùn ẹjọ́ sùn wọ́n tún fẹ̀sùn kan àwọn àgbẹ̀ wípé wọ́n ń pa Fúlàní àbáwọn wo ni ń pa Fúlàní tán fẹ́ fẹ̀sùn kàn pé wọ́n ń genocide Fúlàní náà ó wá di ti Kìrìsìtẹ́nì ẹni rárá. Ǹjẹ́ lè tán pa odidi 170 something ní Kwara ǹjẹ́ kò tí ì tó genocide ǹjẹ́ kì í ṣe genocide àwọn mùsùlùmí náà nìyẹn ṣé kò yẹ kán pariwo síta ìwé náà ń tà kiri ǹjẹ́ ara ẹnìkan kan tó ti ra ìwé wọn níbí n ò tiẹ̀ lè rí.
I enjoyed having the opportunity to project the positive side of my country.
You didn't project the negative side.
Of course, Mr. Obilo, not even you would do that, Mr. Obilo.
You keep the negative side so that we don't see it, right?
No, every country has its negative side. And I've not seen any minister from any country that will say, oh, in America, we...
ṣé àìná gbọ́n tí bàbá yìí tú ọláwọn fi eléyìí tí ò dá pamọ́ kódà kò jẹ́ wípé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì náà ló ṣẹ̀ kódà kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́kì. Obilo ló ń bi láìlérè wípé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì yẹn pa àwọn èèyàn rẹpẹtẹ ní Lẹ́kì ẹja wa gbọ́n tí bàbá láì Mohammed fi dáhùn o.
Are you sure?
Mr. Obilo, no.
The soldiers not kill protesters?
Mr. Obilo, no.
At Lekki toll gate?
Mr. Obilo, no. And if you go to page, I think it's 427, am I correct? If you go to a massacre without bodies.
Yes, 427. NSAS, a massacre without bodies. What happened to the bodies?
There were none. Despite all the conspiracy theories. Because there can be bodies, there was no massacre.
But there were soldiers there.
Oh, yes. You see, Mr. Obilo, let's refresh our memories. What was NSAS about? NSAS was a protest against police brutality. SARS is actually special anti-robbery squad, which was put in place as way back as 1992 to address the menace of armed robbery in Nigeria. Over time, there were complaints that they were getting more and more brutal. So, this young man started a campaign, a peaceful protest to scrap answers. And I remember they gave 5 conditions. One, that all those who were detained during the protest should be freed.
Who gave these conditions?
The answers.
There was no leadership.
Oh, no, of course, they knew how to reach government.
So who were those that reached out to you? Look, I saw when you listed the conditions in your book, I began to ask myself, who were those who sent these conditions? They knew
how to reach the IGP.
You know, at some point I was feeling, was it government that just crafted these conditions?
No. Of course, nobody has come out to deny that. So of course, we were talking to, I mean, there was some negotiation. I don't know, not at my level.
At what level?
No, probably between the police and the group.
Who were they negotiating with?
Mr. Bill, I wouldn't know. But I know that not only were they, even the president had to respond to them.
Because I covered NSAS protest. I didn't see any leadership to even ask.
There was leadership. I think I remember, I forgot the young man. There was leadership. I spoke to him. There was really a leadership until the hoodlums actually hijacked it.
Hoodlums?
Oh, yes, Mr. Bilo. At a point in time, it became dangerous for any policeman during NSAS to wear his or her uniforms. So, in fact, 37 policemen lost their lives to NSAS in very gruesome circumstances.
Sad.
6 soldiers lost their lives in very gruesome circumstances. But 145 police stations were destroyed or set ablaze. I think about 245 private companies were set ablaze.
You said.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ òpònú lẹ́nu bàbá yìí? 37 police àti 6 soldiers wọ́n sọ ẹ̀mí wọn nù. Ta ló pa wọ́n? Tí bàbá yìí àwọn para wọn ni. So tí bàbá yìí gbìyànjú àti sọ ni pé àwọn hoodlums ló pa wọ́n tán hijack peaceful protest. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà gbà pé peaceful protest ni. So nígbà tí àwọn hoodlums wá hijack ẹ̀ nínú rògbòdìyàn yẹn wọ́n pa sójà 6, wọ́n pa police 36 àbí 37 náà pé. So wọ́n pa èèyàn kankan. N tó mú wọn pa sójà, tó mú wọn pa ọlọ́pàá. Àwọn sójà ó sì gbé ìbọn dání, wọ́n mọ̀ wò wọ́n àbí kan tó pa wọ́n. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá náà ó gbé ìbọn dání, wọ́n mọ̀ wò wọ́n kan tó pa wọ́n. So wọ́n pa kankan náà àwọn innocent souls. Ayé àwọn bàbá ìṣèrí báyìí náà. Ẹ jẹ́ àmọ́ gbọ́ ọ̀bọ̀ náà bóyá òbí ló bí wọ́n ní irú question yẹn. Tí ò bá bí wọ́n yóò dùn mí gan.
You see, we as a government, we never denied that lives were lost during NSAS all over Nigeria. Our position is simple. At the Lekki toll gate, soldiers went there with blank bullets. And this is my quarrel with the Lagos State Panel of Inquiry. They threw out the report of the ballistic expert, Brigadier Taiwo, who led the group there. They did not admit his evidence, and he told them clearly that they were issued with blank bullets. The ballistic expert said, look, high velocity grade bullet, the mark it will make on the body is different from these people you have brought here. The same thing with, I think, Dr. Obafunwa, Professor Obafunwa. But you see, NSAS is triumph of fake news over reality.
What is fake here?
That there was a massacre at the toll gate. It's fake. The soldiers went there with blank bullets. According to, you see, the difference between me and those, I will say that I have information from the source. And many of them came for this panel and they gave their testimony. But they chose the ones they wanted. They probably under pressure, they wanted to be seen, to be popular. And you know, like Truman said, and I said in this book, Truman said, if Moses had taken a pole in Egypt, he would not have taken the chance he took. In government, popularity is not the issue. It's focus and facts.
Was there light off before the soldiers opened fire?
From where? You see,
did they turn up the light at the gate before the soldiers?
I already know.
No, you should know.
Why?
You're the Minister of Information.
I was in Abuja.
Yes, you investigated.
You see, I can only rely on the testimony of the soldiers and testimony of other people. But if one person said light was taken off, how would I know? But you see, honestly, whether light was taken off or they were on, as long as they were issued with blank bullets, there cannot be a massacre. That's my position. And let me tell you again, Mr. Obilo, 5 years on, has anybody come to say my son or my daughter went to the toll gate and he didn't come back?
Well, you saw the names that were listed in the panel report.
And you also...
You don't believe that panel report?
Did you see my response to the panel report?
Yes, I saw your response in the book. You took that report to the cleaners.
Yes, you know why? Because they were not thorough. They listed 2 names of dead people who also were on the list of their witnesses. Many of the actresses and actors who they claim lost their lives said, no, we are alive.
The panel said persons were killed.
No,
but there's just discrepancy in the numbers.
No. You see, there are 2 issues. I quarreled with the panel report. I quarreled with the CNN report. CNN report said there were 38 people that were massacred at toll gate. They were not on ground. They relied on doctored videos on the social media. It was very unprofessional of CNN.
Are videos not documentary evidences?
The source is important, sir.
Does the source matter?
Very much so.
When the video is showing you the right information.
No, sir, with AI today and social media, I can have a video of you and my wife.
But you didn't talk about AI then.
No, look, it's about technology. I didn't know about AI, but I knew that there were a lot of videos that were doctored. And you don't, for an organization like CNN, you don't pick unverified videos and use it as if you were there on ground.
How did CNN feel about your attack?
They were not happy, but till 5 years later, I still stand my ground.
And you find some TV stations.
We had to look. Let me give you an example. A TV station. There was a Access Bank headquarters in VI. They had, I think, a technician working on some of their telecommunication system. A TV station saw it and reported it as like a soldier taking aim. Before we knew it, the mobs attacked the bank. Why would we not find such stations? We find 3 of them, 2 paid immediately because they knew what they did was wrong. Another one said that the economical center in Abuja had been raised down during NSAS. You know what it means? Just like saying that the central mosque has been burned down.
But did you have the power to find them?
Of course.
Through the NBC?
Of course. Yes. It was NBC. Of course, everything, there was this limelight. Yeah. NBC find them, of course.
But NBC was under the Ministry of Information.
But then it is not me that wrote the letter of fine and it didn't pay to me. Yes.
But can NBC be a judge in its own case?
Oh, you see, that NBC is a regulatory body.
Yes.
So what concerns whether you have violated the code or not, NBC is competent.
But one of the TV stations did not pay.
No, he paid half and promised to pay later.
So did he pay before you left office?
How would I know, Mr. Obilo? I had 19 parastatals under me. Why would I bother about who has paid or not paid? That's actually, like I told you, I never micromanage any of these agencies.
Was it Buhari that ordered the soldiers to the toll gate?
No, I think it must be the governor of Lagos that sought for the help.
And Buhari gave the approval?
I would not know about that chain.
But he commands the army. The governor does not have power over the army.
Like I said, a request was made and due process was followed and the military was deployed.
So Sanwo-Olu invited the military?
He must have, I guess, yeah.
You suggested that in your book?
Yeah, yes, I think, yes, it's very clear.
I want to read that part of your book. You said this was the situation on October 20. Yeah. I'm reading from page 431.
Right.
From page 431.
Yeah.
I'm reading from Lai Mohammed's book, Headlines and Sound Bites, Media Moment That Defined an Administration. Yeah. On the last paragraph of page 431, you write, this was the situation on October 20, 2020, when Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, the epicenter of the protest, imposed a 24-hour curfew to curtail the escalating violence. That evening, soldiers deployed to the Lekki toll gate in the city dispersed the protesters by firing blank bullets in the air. I was in touch with the Chief of Defense Staff and confirmed that the soldiers went there with blank bullets. So, who ordered the soldiers to the toll gate?
There must be procedure to be followed because, like I said, you cannot just deploy. Soldiers will not find themselves to the toll gate, especially when you can see here, before they left, they had to be addressed. They signed off. They knew how many soldiers were going. They knew what, ammunition they were taking. I think we can find out what is the chain of command. But what we know is that the governor declared a curfew and the soldiers moved in.
Was NSAS political?
I would say at the beginning, no. But towards the end, it became political because they went beyond those 5 demands and they asked for the resignation of the president. And it was becoming an insurrection.
Who was sponsoring them?
Honestly, Mr. Obilo, I wouldn't know. But what I know,
you accuse some persons of being behind the NSAS movement.
Such as?
If you read your book, you alluded that they were being sponsored.
Yes.
So who were those sponsoring them?
See, Mr. Obilo, when you see people at a place every day, singing, eating, dancing, somebody is giving them money to do so.
Ó náà láti gbọ́ lẹ́nu bàbá yìí o, wọ́n ní alágẹmọ wọn ò paṣọ èsì dá o, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá a ṣe expect wọn náà rí. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣé àníláà waste time yín báyìí, inú tún bí yín sí ni. Torí gbogbo ìbéèrè tán bí wọ́n kàn fún wa ní half ìdáhùn ní ìdajì. Ta ló ọ̀dà èèyàn? Ẹni Sanwó-Olú ló request. Èèyàn kan ní ó ṣàtọwọ́ bọ̀wé, ó sì gbọ́dọ̀ já ààrẹ, kò fẹ́ dárúkọ Buhari. Wo ni sponsor ẹ ṣàdárúkọ àgbọ́lẹ́nu yín tẹ́ fẹ̀sùn kan Nnamdi Kanu ẹ ló wà political ẹ ní peaceful ni láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ ní kò wà political láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ẹ jáàkì ẹ ní later nígbà tán ti ń sọ pé kí Buhari resign ẹ ti sọ di political ẹ nítorí pé wọ́n ń kóra wọn jọ wọ́n ń jẹun lójoojúmọ́ èèyàn kan ní ó sponsor ẹ̀ tá a wá lẹ fẹ̀sùn kàn ò lè dárúkọ ẹ̀nú ìwé rẹ̀ ta ló paná ní Lekki toll gate ládùúrú information tó lò ní as a minister of information. Ibí yìí náà ti bí ọ́ tán sọ wípé ṣé èèyàn kú oní kò sí èèyàn tó kú oníwọ̀n lè pè masaka ó ní information yẹn. Ó ní information wípé live bullet kọ̀ọ̀nà kó lọ. Ó ní information wípé àwọn army wọn pa àyàn rárá ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n pa àwọn army across Nigeria. Wọ́n pa àwọn army àti àwọn ọlọ́pàá. Ẹ wá ní information ta ló paná. Kámẹ́rà ọjọ́ sí ń kọ́ tán rí ní toll gate ta ló mọ ibo ló wà. Àti wípé lẹ́yìn ìgbà náà àwọn ọmọ Haúsá tó wá ń claim owó tí wọ́n mú list lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ state government lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tán rè claim wípé iye àwọn èèyàn àwọn tán parí aṣáàrí fúnran rẹ̀ àrí. Èwà àwọn information kéékèèké tó wá yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wá ń tẹ́wọ́ pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́ẹ́pẹ́. Anyway bí part 2 bá wà á mọ̀ lọ́la. Ẹlẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu wọn mọ́. Ó dáa.